And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
I don't like how long that took. Today I am going to be Yoshi Soules.
Yoshi Soules.
And the Red Baron.
No, I'm not doing it anymore.
You know, Souls, I don't get it.
What's not to get?
You lobbed it up for him there, and he just let it fall.
I know.
You lobbed it right
I know.
up.
It was like the perfect
It
time.
was unbelievable.
He wasted all those before.
Oh. Ever since he kind of became a big shot,
There we go.
he became a douchebag.
Is that true?
Facts.
I guess so. I can't deny it. But I think I was always kind of that way, though. So, I mean, what really changed?
Your nose is a little straighter.
Is it?
No. It's actually more crooked because I'm going to break it again after the show.
It's prematurely more crooked.
Would you rather have your nose or Kyle's nipples?
Oof.
First of all,
Actually, can I see this? Cut?
they're dark.
They're dark.
You know what pepperoni looks like?
They're not that dark.
We're talking Genoa salami.
Better than your fucking light pink bullshit on yours.
You know, Kyle, I'm actually not even positive that I have nipples. I can't even feel them. I don't even know they're there.
Shut your face.
All right, whatever.
Not true. I've seen Mark twist them.
Once in a great while, he'll get a clamp on him, but
Kendall's tough to find.
that's what I mean.
I think they're tough to find. He just doesn't know where they are.
I think they're near his stomach.
Oh, I
They're under
found-
there.
They're on his back.
A couple of back nipples.
Pickles.
But to answer your question, I'm keeping my nose. All the problems it's caused, I can't live without it. It's a part of me.
It's fair. Deviated sentimental. Starting lineup.
Yeah.
Souls.
To the roots.
Yeah, I'm going with Super Duper Double Citra again.
From where?
Thomas Hooker Brewing.
And where?
I don't know, fucking.
How do you not know yet?
Because I don't read the can much. It's in Connecticut though.
What's the ABV?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
It's the
Kyle.
thing. It's the number in front of ABV.
I don't know, but it's from Bloomfield, Connecticut.
Hey.
Get back to me on the ABV.
Mock. Sheen Washable.
I have from Alchemist Brewing in
Boo.
Vermont.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. He got so mad.
Crusher Double IPA.
What's the ABV?
The ABV, Kyle, is 8%. You're looking for a percentage on there, Kyle. That's what you're looking for.
At least we cleared that up.
It's the only number that doesn't say 16
Kyle, you've been on this show.
for 5 minutes. Kendall.
From Harpoon.
Hey, guys, Jeff's not coming.
Just responded.
Jeff just texts, hey, I just got out of work. Not going to make it.
Oh, well. Maybe you'll listen. We'll see.
I would bet money that he doesn't.
Want a better shot?
Yeah.
All
Oh, 8%.
right.
8% chance of Jeff listening.
From Harpoon, the Dunkin' Summer Coffee Pale Ale.
That deserves to be shot and thrown away.
5% ABV. I'm excited for it. The story behind this, real quick, is I met the Riddler in a parking lot. I went to the wrong parking lot initially. He told me to meet
Different
somewhere.
country clubs in Orange.
He said the right thing, and it's like, oh yeah, I know where that is, and I went to the one I wanted to go to.
Where are you?
Then he said, I didn't see your car, so I went to the lower lot. And I'm like, the next lot is a dump.
Put it
Riddler,
over
what do you
there.
got over there?
I have from Cooperstown, New York,
Ooh.
the 20th Anniversary Ale, which is a bourbon barrel aged Belgian style dark ale brewed by Omegang.
What's the ABV?
It's undisclosed because it varies bottle by bottle because they use different bourbon
Yeah,
casks
likely
to
story
age
there,
their beers.
Paulus. Likely story there.
He called you Paulus.
Yeah, I know. He's turning into Vito.
I've been calling him Paulus for like a couple weeks now.
That's not true at all.
He qualifies it.
I've been colorblind for like 6 minutes.
Well, he's always loved egg whites. You know, that's a
sure.
given.
Listen,
Whatever, Michigan. Toast of excellence.
in
Toast
college,
of excellence. Toast of excellence.
I'll lead off.
This isn't the Getting Egg Whites with Soul show.
You better not take me.
I won't. At least I don't think it. I'm a big fan of on the internet all these people beating Aaron Rodgers at chugging beer. Drake just doing it on what was it, like the party bus for the Raptors. So that's my toast of excellence.
You see the thing though, the other quarterbacks like breaking Rodgers' balls about, and he's like, "Well, at least they're better than me at one thing."
I didn't see that, but screw him.
Or he was like, "Finally, they're better than me at one thing," or something like
Yeah.
that.
I don't care.
That's a cop-out.
Yeah, I hate him.
mock toast of excellence.
My toast is to Josh McCown, hanging it up 17 years, 10 different teams.
It's a sad day.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Watched a highlight tape of him playing slot receiver.
How'd it go?
Hey, he made a few catches. They only showed catches. I don't know if he had any drops.
Probably.
Couple of nice first down receptions.
Contact?
Yeah, he got hit a couple times. So Josh McCown, hats off to you.
It's crazy to think that he's been playing football basically as long as we've been watching it.
Yeah. He's been on a different team
Yeah.
like every 2 years.
Mine's to the St. Louis Blues.
Fuck.
And Toronto Raptors.
Oh, you can't take both.
Snuck it in there.
Both on winning their first major championship in franchise history.
No,
Beating very established championship franchises. Just good for them.
I wonder if that's ever happened before in sport, like that two teams won a franchise first title like back-to-back nights.
Back-to-back nights, probably not.
That's
That
right.
would only
Like
be able to happen in basketball
that's
and
right. Yeah.
hockey. And you got to think, I mean, that ended in 6 games. So if the Warriors had won, it would have gone the NBA 2 more weeks
Yeah.
before they played another game. So, I mean,
Tell you, Mass almost had the clean sweep.
Yeah, it's awfully convenient that he's not here. So we can't
Well,
break
he's
his balls.
he's a big Raptors and Blues fan.
What a rat! His teams were left up to chance, and he
no.
drew.
Well, the Blues know.
No, the
All
Blues.
right, I'll give him that. But
Yeah, this chip has been here for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, you should eat it.
what flavors? I'll tell you.
It's fucking this thing, man. It's a tortilla.
Oh, I'd
That's
have
from
it.
LB.
Yeah,
Tell her to eat it.
no, she's
She lives
gone
in
now.
Jersey now.
We can mail it.
Did
Cool.
she move there?
She moved. You got a job down there.
Kyle, your toast?
My toast is to Luke McCown for being Josh McCown's brother. And I only say this because Paul took one of mine.
Sounded like Paul took both of them.
No, just one. Whatever one he was going to say, I was going to go with the other.
And he said them both.
Yeah, well, that's his fault.
All right.
It's fair.
Yeah, let's go, Luke. Make another commercial for us. You know why? Because that was a great commercial.
It was a good commercial.
Uh-oh.
How's that awful
Uh-oh.
beer?
I can see the foam rising up.
I can see it.
Oh, no.
Quick, somebody tap the top.
It's still smoking, Kendall. Can you see it?
A little bit. And actually, so it's not bad. I like it.
No, you don't.
It's
Does
easy-
it taste
easy
like
drinking.
iced coffee? That's all you have to say, and then we'll go
Yeah.
save it for the beers. Oh. Mark is getting there.
Maybe if you stroke it.
Oh, Mark.
Oh.
Mark.
Would you like me to go over there?
Oh.
The top of it?
A little bit of premature foaming.
I think we should just do this for the hour.
Just watch it.
Yeah, well, there's yeast in here. Uh-oh.
Yeast.
Yeast.
I like that one. That sounded like Shaggy.
Zoinks!
Scoob. Oh,
Currently
man.
getting Facebook going.
Yeah.
Getting
Looks like
myself
you're
a
kind
little-
of taking your sweet time over
Well,
there.
I was kind of enjoying myself, and
Talking-
Ruh-roh.
the good ribbing we've been giving each other.
The good
Run.
rubbing. Say the good
Ruck
rubbing.
you.
The good ribbing.
Rubbing.
Oh, rubbing. I'm sorry.
Ravishing.
So the NBA draft,
What about it?
Kyle wanted to talk about it.
No, we didn't.
Nah. We're not doing that.
That was fake.
I made this cool color coordination of it, where it's all the team's first and secondaries colors.
Looks like a Sporkle quiz.
Pull one up.
Ever since I got the keyboard, I've been playing Sporkle quizzes pretty much exclusively. I did it today at work.
Yeah,
Played an
Ken, you
office
should get
one.
faster at typing so we can do more of those.
That's not going to change.
Take a typing class, you bum.
I did my freshman year of high school, and it was pass fail, and I barely passed that.
What was your words per second?
Oh,
6
Very poor.
per second.
What?
No,
One?
what's your words per minute?
I know.
No, not if it was A.
Oh, it's 3.
I don't know. Honestly, it's probably like 25.
You think so?
You think it's
I-
only 25?
I'm pretty bad.
I think that's shooting high.
Can you type? Could you do any sort of effective typing without looking at the keyboard?
I can't.
Yes and no. More on the no side, but, but like I have like an idea. But
You know the little lines are for on the keyboard, right?
yeah, I just
They're where your index fingers go, and then you line up the rest of your fingers.
I know that, but it just
ASDF.
I like getting my own head.
AKL, semicolon.
I can't dribble a basketball without looking at the ball. It's kind of like the same deal.
Can you be filleted without looking at the ball?
No, I always gotta look.
What if it's by Lonzo Ball? Which ball do you look at?
LeVar. Yeah. Didn't LeVar just hit on the first take host?
I don't know. He's really upset.
Stephen
though.
A.
No. whatever the woman's
You know
name
what's
is.
funny? Like he initially was really pissed about the trade, and then today I saw that he was talking to Stephen A. and was like, "No, I wanted him to get traded to New Orleans. I used the media to make it happen." I'm like, what?
To be that guy, just say whatever you want and get away with it.
It's got to be a fun life to live.
Soules?
What's up, man?
NBA draft?
All right.
Did you make a mock draft?
Yeah, we did.
Who? Who's we?
You and I.
I did not.
Just the two of us.
Well, Max was supposed to do one.
We are live on Facebook also now. Share the video, check it out.
Max
We
is
have
not
volume
here.
coming out of it?
I know we're live on Facebook, but is there any chance that we could possibly go Facebook Live?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so
yeah.
the NBA draft's coming up this Thursday.
Souls are stoked.
Eh,
Yeah. What time's the draft start, Souls?
8 o'clock.
What
7
time's your
o'clock.
softball game?
I do.
What time is your softball game?
7 o'clock.
I wish it was at 9, so you'd miss the Sixers pick. Look at the best. Because I wouldn't pick him up. He would go into a stranger's house. Here's, I got $60.
Just let me watch it.
You want to get Domino's?
I'll buy.
He turns it on with the 25th pick. Fuck! Guess I got these Cinesticks.
Yeah, I haven't had those in a while.
Guess who's getting Domino's later?
No.
Not
He's
you.
going to get McDonald's.
Mm,
It depends on how many Super Duper Double citrus he has.
I only have 2.
All right. Hey, Mark, pour him a shot.
All right.
Oh, we got a
I
chocolate
don't have a
upstairs.
device.
Yeah, you do. It's
That's
called
just
the
like-
pump in
Ma-
his mouth.
Paul just wants McDonald's.
No.
It's like his excuse.
What I want to do is I want to watch Kyle choke to death. on a
That's cool.
milkshake.
You can pour me a shot, though.
Kyle, into what?
I don't know. Why you gotta be think about it? How do I know the cups aren't right next to you?
Boilermaker?
Because we just said it.
Boilermaker?
Where are the cups?
Well, here. We can get shot glasses upstairs, or there's some solo cups on the fridge. One of the two.
Or Boilermaker?
Or Boilermaker.
I don't like those.
No Boilermaker.
You do like
But
them.
Those
you're
make me
whack.
sleep
You
on
haven't had a
toilets.
shot in like fucking 6 years.
I've had shots.
Prove it.
Kyle, are you going to start this argument right now on the air?
Yeah.
We can talk about this during the break.
Getting for drunk. I'm the only one doing the drunk part.
I'll do the shot.
So the NBA draft.
What about it? Nah. So it's this Thursday. All 30 teams don't have picks.
Yep.
Actually, like there's like only 12 teams that pick, or it's gonna feel that way. But this is one of those, as usual, NBA drafts where the top 3 or 4 players are all bona fide studs, and everybody else after that is a giant question mark. Right, Kyle?
Correcto mundo.
The NBA draft is a joke. I think so. It's just like, I don't know. The picks don't mean anything. Anything outside of anything outside of the top 10 is not worth anything in the NBA draft. You figure, like, you could trade the 9 for, like, a decent player and the 10 for Cameron Payne.
Do you think there's ever a chance that, like, all the players out of college, they just go into the G League and then they
So it's funny you say that, because I was going to propose a question about the NBA draft, kind of.
All right. I'll let you take the reins.
All right, so this past week, we saw the Toronto Raptors win their first NBA championship, and the team featured 3 previous G League players, including a G League MVP, and including Spicy P, who was kind of like the first to like rise through the ranks of the G League into the NBA into a starting spot, and now won a championship. So My question is to all those who wish to participate: do you think the G League is going to, over the next couple years, become more of that farm system style of things for NBA teams, both draft prospects as well as maybe like off the street people or injury prone people that maybe like couldn't play for a while? Like think of a player like maybe like a Greg Oden or something like that, like a current day Greg Oden, someone who just was constantly injured. And like maybe he plays in the G League to kind of build things back up for himself. Maybe earns a roster spot, because we saw it with that guy with the Lakers that came out. And
yeah.
I mean, he wasn't a starter by any means, but he could have been a depth player for them. And with that being said, if you do think that the G League will become a farm type system, you think there's any chance within the next like maybe 10 years the NBA turns into a 3-round draft so that teams can actually draft players in that 3rd round to go straight into their G League farm system? It creates more TV revenue. People will watch it. It creates more G League noted players because it's college players that have made a name for themselves. Because there's plenty of players that have made great names for themselves in colleges that don't get drafted in the NBA. Yeah. Like they might not, it's just because might not be NBA material, but they could be G League material. And who knows, maybe with some decent exposure and some proper coaching in the G League, like you see in the AHL and you see in the minors for the MLB and stuff like that. Certain players, I mean, the best players in the MLB aren't always aren't always first-round draft picks.
Is there any stock in that just NBA rosters are so much smaller that, like, the need for a developmental league isn't, I don't know, it's different
But
than...
I think, but the thing with the NBA roster is that, like, 4 to 5 guys on your roster don't play anyway.
Yeah.
But that's mostly because they're just like, they're essentially like backup quarterbacks. They're there to fill roles in case people get injured or like severely people like foul trouble and people need a break or you go up big or something like that. Like that's really what the role is. But like guys like that could be like traded up and down into the G League and used like, cause you got to think like you could have a Michael Jordan-esque player as your 12th man that maybe wasn't the greatest in college, but you're never going to really know what he's like because maybe he kills it in practice, but he's not going to get starting time. Yeah. And he's not going to get enough minutes to prove himself if he has a bad game in 2 minutes. Like, that's not...
So then as a player, like what you were just described, being a player that, only comes in, say if a team is, up big or so on like that, would you rather be that player in the NBA or, say, a starter in the G League?
Well, it depends because they can start to incorporate things that the AHL does with the NHL, where you can have 1-way and 2-way contracts. Because like you can have if you have a 1-way contract, say you sign somebody like maybe like Omar Sheik, for example, like not a powerhouse
Good
guy,
name. Good name.
But like maybe you give him a 1-way contract where it's like, okay, we're going to pay you $2.8 million a year. That's whether you start in the G League or bench ride in the NBA. Yep. No matter where you play, this is what you make. Or you could do a 2-way contract where it's like what you would give to like maybe like a G League guy. Be like, hey, you're going to make $850,000 a year, but if you play well enough and you get called up to the NBA, you'll make 1.5. Type of thing like that. Yeah. But I just think that like there's so much like injuries because the rosters are so small. Even though there are players on a current roster that already don't play, an injury is so much more detrimental. It's a lot different to bring in a player. If somebody goes down in game 53 of the season to a terrible injury and they're out for the year, it's a lot different. Like, yeah, you have to fill in the roster for the rest of that game with somebody, but it's a lot different for the remainder of the season to bring in somebody that has been playing for 40 games on an active team that has, whether winning or losing, and been running that position and been playing versus somebody that's just been bench riding and getting practice minutes. I don't know. I don't know if the G League...
It's an interesting idea. I mean...
Kyle, what do you think?
It's tough for a couple of reasons. One, I don't think the NBA will go to a 3-round draft because they can just sign your undrafted free agents. And by them doing that, they'll play in the Summer League, which is basically like an audition to see if they can make it to the roster or go to the G League. But again, there's so many... It's so limited.
Yeah, but the Summer League's a joke.
It's not.
It is.
It gets all the rookies to play.
Still a joke.
But then you got, the professional leagues.
But all the rookies don't play. Zion's not going to play the summer league.
Yes, he will.
He's not going to play the whole summer league.
He won't play the whole league, but he'll
He'll
play
play
in the summer
2
league.
games. It's like what the fucking kid, the kid from whatever did, that he played 1 game in the combine and then was like, yeah, I'm good enough. I can make it
Well,
in the
that's
round.
his fault. And he would have had a higher stock if he played.
But that's just how it goes all the time. I mean, it's like that in all sports. I mean, the top guys, they don't want to risk injury.
You see that in every. I mean, you go to the.
That's what I'm saying.
every
Like,
sport.
are you gonna risk playing Zion for a meaningless summer league game? You know what he can do. What is he auditioning for? Whatever team drafts Zion, what's he auditioning for? A starting
I
spot?
get, like him. I'm talking about like the other 28 players in the first round that need to figure out.
From the mock draft that you and I constructed, outside of the top 3, none of them are like, maybe a few here and there that have like real detrimental needs, but 25 of them aren't starting anyway. Even if they go out and average 40 points a game in the summer league, they're not starting.
So
Because there's still a certain level of pay your dues.
I have a question.
It's not like the NFL where you have, in the NFL you have what is it? You have 33 starters in the NFL. You have 33 people that need to be able to start a game.
Yeah.
On different sides of the ball. 33. Yeah. That's a lot. In the NBA, you have 5. And that's it. 5 no matter who has the ball.
Yeah.
Baseball, you've got 8 plus 5 plus relievers. NHL, there is no starting. I mean, you start games, but you need to be able to... You have at least 12 on offense, you have at least 6 on defense, and you got at least 1 goalie. But in basketball, it's 5. And even a washed-up Dwight Howard is going to get the start over any of the centers in this draft. Fair?
Yeah.
So this summer league, is it primarily like rookies playing
No, it's
against
It's rookies and new acquisitions that have X amount of years of experience in the NBA. So, like, if Kevin Durant went to the Knicks, for example, Kevin Durant can't play in the summer league.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or like DeMarcus Cousins, wherever he goes, he's not playing in the summer league.
Okay.
But like, let's say Lauri Markkanen, the Bulls traded Lauri Markkanen to the Suns.
So like Lonzo?
Lonzo can play in the summer league. Like,
I guess
He
because
won't,
I'm asking.
but he...
no, yeah, right.
No,
he
I'm
won't,
asking
but-
because like if it's primarily just like the rookies, how's that any different? Like, how is that to see how they would translate to
Well,
the
it's
NBA
like
type
second-year
thing?
players, too.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense then.
But like
It's
another
rookies
thing
and
that what I'm saying
sophomores.
is...
It's rookies and sophomores, and I believe it's new acquisitions up to 4 years
Oh, okay.
of experience. So, like, in theory, you could, if Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid were packaged together to be traded, they could play in a summer league for another team because neither of them have 4 years of NBA experience.
Another thing is that
Simmons still in his rookie year.
the play, like the leagues overseas are also a lot bigger now than they were a couple years ago. So you can see all these like kids that are undrafted go to China or go to Serbia and get their reps and get their time there because they'll be able to play because there's more opportunity there. There's more teams.
But I think
there.
a lot of that too has to do with the money. I
Yeah.
mean, they go over there and make a ton of money playing overseas.
And
And
then
then
if
they
they do
and then
well
they come
enough-
back and they realize, oh, I made a lot of money there.
yeah, Jimmer for
Not a lot here.
Jimmer.
Tracy McGrady.
Like that's like another thing that gets in the way of the G League, that you can make more money outside of it.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I just don't get then. Like,
Go
so,
play for LeVar.
But then, so why have the G League? What's the point of the G League?
I don't know.
There's no point unless what you kind of pose, Paul.
Because it's not getting media attention.
Right.
People aren't watching G League
right.
games.
It's
People in the towns might go to them like you would go to like a Sound Tigers game in Connecticut, like for fun, like it's cheap and it's fun. But what's the point of the G League otherwise?
It's like watching 205 Live on the WWE Network. Who's doing that?
You can take a shot, Rebecca.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll go get you a solo cup.
You
Go,
can fill
if
it.
you're gonna go get good shot glasses upstairs,
You're gonna have
Please.
Kyle rummaging around.
it's on the
Feel like a
far right cabinet
like
on,
Winnie
the,
the
on the
Pooh.
bathroom side. Get the Litchfield glasses.
It's just what's the point of the G League though? Like what's the point of it? then?
I see your point. I mean, I guess it's somewhat of a developmental league,
But in what aspect?
just in the sense that these guys are still playing competitive basketball and they can go into the NBA. Like, it's not like a it's not like a AAA farm team in the MLB. It's or the AHL. It is different, but I guess it's some type of
Well, if they could incorporate a way that, like, like what you posed, Riddler, someone goes down and, well, hey, we have someone that we could bring up, who's been playing ball all year, and we could sub him into position. When
that's
the
what
push
happened
comes
with
back,
the guy from the Lakers. I can never remember his name.
Well, that guy was like 38.
No, but the Lakers were injury ridden. They needed a body.
Yeah.
And so they brought him up, and he ended up going off in that game. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be a starter forever. But, look at the Raptors. The Raptors brought guys up, and it worked. Because you bring up people, the people, your G League team is, it's a blueprint for what your team is. So you're not, it's not like you just have, a G League team that's just doing its own thing while your NBA team is doing its own thing. The G League teams are a blueprint of what the NBA teams are. Yeah. My thing is if it's not going to be a developmental league, what's the point of having the G League, especially if they're not even affiliated with the NBA in all team aspects?
Now, are they not affiliated?
They're affiliated with the NBA, but not every team has a G League team. So what's the point?
Well, there's some teams that mix. I think it's the Red Ants that are affiliated with 3 different teams.
How is that able to be?
So what they do is if they ever need to call anybody up, any one of those 3 teams can call somebody up from that team.
That's hilarious.
That's so weird.
But it's just but what's the point of it? So I'm saying that they should either...
The point of it is for the old guys to be able to play.
That's why they got that other three-man league.
Big three.
Like Emeka Okafor played in it.
But what's the point?
There isn't.
So get rid of it. It's a waste. Either get rid of it or use it. I think it's dumb. I think every league should have a developmental league.
Well, what it's going to be good for for when the kids that don't want to go to college, you can play a year in the G League and then get drafted. That's what that could be used for.
And that's gone now. That's going away. That's going to go away because they want to get rid of it. They're already talking about doing 2 years in the NCAA. Too many people get hurt and have nothing to fall back on.
See, the other downfall, the NCAA doesn't really do a lot to help their players at all. For the players that declare for the draft,
they're cash cows.
But even, this is the same in football and anything. If you declare for the draft and you don't get drafted, you can't go back to school.
No, you can. You just can't play.
All right. So, but that's what I mean. These guys are there on scholarships. Now you don't have your scholarship anymore. They make so much money off these players, and they don't help them out at all.
Yeah, I can get behind if you declare for the draft and don't get drafted, which whatever. But that you can't play the sport, but we'll honor your rest of your scholarship, let you finish school.
Yeah,
I can get behind that, but I'm never going to be behind paying college players.
I don't think they should get paid, but on the same thing, they make so much money off these kids, and if they do anything to make their own money outside of the schools paying them, they get
penalized for it.
Yeah, penalized.
Yeah, but the thing is what people don't look at, all these people are making this college money. They're getting they're having the chance, they're not taking advantage of it, they're getting the chance to get a 5-star education for free.
I agree.
These people are getting scholarships to go to places like Duke and North Carolina, schools that have good education programs. Just because North Carolina State is a great school for sports doesn't mean doesn't make a good education. It has its enrollment isn't based off of sports.
No.
Same thing with Alabama. Same thing with Florida, with Georgetown. All these schools, and then you look at football schools like Penn State, Harvard, Princeton. These athletes are getting the opportunity to get a 5-star, multiple $100,000 education for free. They're the ones not taking advantage of it. That's their pay.
I agree.
That's their pay. They're getting. Because here's the deal. It's no secret, and I'm not saying you're disagreeing with me. I'm just it's no secret that in the job world, if you're a B+ student that graduated from UConn or an A- student that graduated from UConn with an engineering degree, and the person you're running up against in the job was a B- student from Harvard with an engineering degree, you're not getting the job 9 times out of 10 because they went to Harvard. Yeah. A B- in Harvard to a lot of people is you got an A in a lesser school. So they're getting that opportunity. That's their payment. Because it's not only the free tuition they're getting for however long they choose to play, especially college football players where they have to play for 3 years. Because, I'm sorry, as somebody who went to college, if you really wanted to, you could graduate in 3 years. Look at Emeka Okafor. Emeka Okafor played all 4 years at UConn and graduated with honors with 2 degrees.
Oh yeah, I mean people do it. That's the thing. Like, I don't think the schools should pay the players. I disagree, I guess, to a degree with that the players can't do anything with their name while they're in the NCAA.
Like what, sell jerseys?
Not even so, but they can't do anything. If they're at an event and like take a picture and sign it, they can lose their eligibility.
No, they can sign it. They just can't sell it.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't understand why they can't make their own money outside the school. The school, I agree. The school is paying them with the education. But if they do things outside the school, I don't understand why that affects their NCAA eligibility.
Well, the only thing that I can really think of that they'd be able to do outside of college hoops or college football that would earn the money that the pros do that earns the money is endorsements. Like outside of what? Like athletes aren't selling their autographs for money. I mean, there are some, but they're not. They don't last.
But I mean, even to go to events. I mean, if an athlete comes to an event to sign on, someone's paying them to come to that event. You know what I mean? Like if anybody like. No,
I know what you mean. I get what you're saying on that aspect.
You know,
but the whole point.
I know it dances on the line with they're getting paid, so they're but. These schools and the NCAA themselves are making millions of dollars off these kids, and if they make a penny, they lose their eligibility.
That's life. That's my thing. Like I don't disagree with it because it's life. I mean, how much money does the person who owns Kyle's Burger King make versus Kyle?
I know.
And Kyle gets paid an hourly wage, but that translates into their free education that they're getting, that they're not taking advantage of. Their free education. That's their payment, their free education. The NCAA is benefiting off of them playing, and their payment is a free education.
So with that same example, like, he has the option to go do work outside of that and make money himself.
But not using the company.
But they don't need to use the company.
But they are using the company. Because as an athlete for Duke, if Zion Williamson goes out and signs autographs, it's a representation of Duke. He's not going out and doing Zion things. He's doing things that are branded by Duke.
But that's what I mean.
Because it's not when you go into the NBA, it's like a middleman thing. Like you're an employee, like LeBron's an employee of the Lakers.
Yeah.
But it's all handled through an agent. Like these kids, it's not really an employee-employee relationship. It's more of like a charitable contribution. Like, you give me this, I give you that. It's more of a trade.
I know. Should the one and done thing be gone? Like, should you have to play in college to go to the NBA? Do you think?
Yes, I do. I personally do. The reason that rule was implemented was for all the wrong reasons. That rule had nothing to do with college education. Because what are you going to get in a year? You can't even get an associate's degree in a year.
No, that's what I mean. It had to do with the NCAA making money.
Yeah, it's exactly what it had to do. People like LeBron and Dwight Howard and stuff like that coming straight out of and Kevin Garnett coming straight out of high school. These big names that would have drawn money.
Yeah,
I personally think that, in my opinion, I think that if you are going to go the college route, you need to not only attend 2 years of school, you need to complete. I don't care if it's a D-.
Yeah.
You need to get an associate's degree.
I can get behind
That's in my opinion. You need to complete the requirements to get an associate's degree. Gen Ed classes. You don't need to major in anything.
Yeah.
But you need to get an associate's degree.
I think that's fair. I mean, if you're going to do it, you should have to complete it.
And I understand that it's an irresponsibility that causes it for players, but you see players all the time that go out, they play 10 years, maybe not even superstars, and then all their money gets lost through poor money management, gambling, whatever, and then when it's all said and done, these players are left with nothing.
Yeah.
And they have no education to fall back on other than, I was the next NBA player, and no one's like, cool, who were you?
Yeah.
Like...
And then you go to grand openings at McDonald's and stuff like that.
Hey, that guy's a Super Bowl legend.
I know. Bad example. But the premise remains the same.
That was his last catch ever.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
The helmet catch was David Terry's last catch.
Because I know he played the year out, but I think he got hurt. 'Cause I know he played the year
No,
after.
he got hurt. He didn't. That was his last catch.
And was on the
that's
Ravens
cool.
practice squad.
Yeah, we found that out.
2 weeks ago, last week, one of the things.
I personally think that, and I think for any sport, if you're going to go the college route, you should have to. I think you should have to pass the standards to get an associate's degree.
So
That's fair. That's reasonable.
for the NBA, if you say go to high school in the States and then you go play in France for a year, are you draft eligible at that
Next
point?
year.
You have to play a full year.
That's right. Like you play a full year in France and then you.
Yeah.
So, do you think if this one and done thing stays in, that you're going to see more high school kids play overseas for a year to make money?
No. It's not the same. I understand where you're going with this, and I agree why Kyle was nodding his head, but it's not the same. It just isn't. I mean, a kid you could be overseas and have an MVP year, and it won't be the same as putting up numbers in college.
Yeah.
It won't be.
Soules, what do you think?
I don't know. Because we got way off topic. But
The highest person in this draft going that didn't play in college is 12th, which is good for them. That's high. And then after that, it goes to 19. And then after that, it goes...
So then,
and then after that, it goes to 23.
So then, who was the last? Was it?
Has there ever been a number one pick that didn't play, that was not from a college, Kyle, that you can think of?
like before the rule or after the rule? Because there's number one picks that came out of high school.
No. I'm talking
He's
about
saying that played
like overseas, that chose
overseas.
the overseas route.
Oh,
I don't think so.
the only way it would have happened is if they were already overseas, like if they were Croatian, like they played.
Yeah,
in
like
Croatia.
Pau Gasol was, or
Like
like Dirk.
like a Kristaps.
where
Porzingis.
was Porzingis?
Oh,
He was-
Latvia.
No, I mean drafted.
Third?
What was
Last year, Doncic
Yeah.
was 5.
where was Yao drafted?
1.
Was he not? Did he go to school?
No, came right out of China.
So there you go.
So the answer to our question.
But how long ago was Yao drafted?
Well, it was like 1972.
But also, like that's also
Yao
like
didn't play long. No.
but it's
Hey,
also
Pete.
like that's also like an outlier, too. Like, I'm not arguing it. It's happened. I'll admit that it's happened. But it's also an outlier. You're talking about a 7'6" guy. You're not talking about. We're not
Yeah.
talking about a 6'4" point guard that's got great handles and can shoot the three.
This guy's just a monster.
This guy was just a freak of nature that, at the time, wasn't injury prone, and then turned out to be that way.
Like the only people that got picked high was if they were already foreigners. Nobody that from America that went over there was picked high.
And like my whole thing was like the people that go overseas. It's different between like the Doncics, the Yaos, the Pows, the Dirk Nowitzkis, the Porzingises. Those guys are different. You're talking about the Pow and the Yao.
Yeah, it was funny.
Those
I
guys
like
are
that.
those guys are different than players like somebody who goes to high school in Nebraska, goes to France to play a year, and then comes back. Because those guys have been playing in organized, legitimate leagues since they were 13 years old.
Yeah.
They've been exposed to this type of thing for a long time. They've been doing it this way. And everywhere but the United States, sports are a farm system from the minute you're fucking old enough to walk. I mean, you go to Spain and they have Barcelona and Real Madrid, two of the most known soccer clubs in the world, have youth programs specifically associated with their main clubs
Yeah.
for kids aged 5 and under. People that like kids of stars and stuff like that they think might be good, and then it builds up. These kids are doing this forever. That's the way their cultures. That doesn't happen here, so it shouldn't be like an example for
No,
here.
I think I'd be pretty good in that league, the 5 and under.
No, you'd still get smoked.
I think I could be a goalie.
No.
Is the net same size?
Yep.
Nah, damn. I think I could do it.
They don't make this.
Smaller
That's,
Well, I know if they were smaller for 5-year-olds,
Get
Kyle.
like a lawn
Kyle,
chair.
here's the thing, though. I want you to keep this in mind, okay? I want you to picture you and Mock playing soccer, okay?
yeah.
You can kick the ball hard from a farther distance. Now picture a 5-year-old kicking that same ball from that same distance. The other 5-year-olds have a lot more time to react to it, so the goal doesn't really need to be smaller. No 5-year-old's fucking Ronaldoing it from 48 yards out.
That's what I mean. I think I could stop it. You're going to be like an all-star goalie in this 5 and under league.
Man, I like to play basketball with this 5 and under league.
You would get smoked. They'd go right through your legs.
Well, I would.
Imagine Kendall dribbling, looking at the ball.
Kendall would do like that big like arm swoop to grab him and miss, and he'd look through his legs and be like, "Uh-oh."
I wouldn't even play any offense. I'd guard the net.
You as an NBA player, can I
Hail
break
Mary
down
it.
what you are as an NBA
Hail
player?
Mary.
Can I break down what you are as an NBA player?
Yes.
You're a combination of like you're a combination of Yao Ming
And Betty White.
and Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie. That's like you as an NBA player.
And then
All right, so let's get to this draft.
It's over. We already did it when you were upstairs getting the shot glasses.
Hey, Paul ran through his mock draft so fast. What
I
do you
get
got,
my
Kyle?
next- This is basically what happened. I was like, with the 11th pick, because Kyle said so. With the 12th pick, because Kyle's wrong. And then with the 14th pick, and then I was like, and the 24th pick, we're going to trade that pick to the Atlanta Braves. We're going to give them Reese Hoskins and that pick, and they're going to give us back
Reese
popcorn.
Hoskins traded an NBA draft. So,
To the
what are,
Braves.
what are my Pels doing, Kyle? Tell me.
Well, they're getting Zion number 1.
That's not true. Not on this draft. I changed some things, and this is the draft we're going off of. The New Orleans Pelicans trade the 1st overall pick and the 4th overall pick.
For Anthony Davis.
So funny.
Nope. For Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, the Warriors' 1st round pick, the Warriors' 2nd round pick. The Pelicans are also giving up Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Drew Holiday.
Cool. Do that.
And then with your 28th
Do they sign
pick,
Omar?
yeah.
All right.
And
I'm
with,
in.
and with your 28th pick, you guys are picking Zion Williamson.
28th.
He's going to fall.
there's gonna be a tweet that comes out.
Nah,
hate
there's gonna be a
America.
video. There's gonna be a video of him giving himself a dick enlargement right before the draft that leaks, and people are gonna be afraid that it's too big.
I can't guard that.
What do we look like, NFL players? That's not Frank Gore.
All right, so Souls, what do you got happening?
Kyle, who was the player that tweeted, "My God-given talent is slanging this wood in my pants"? Was that Dennis Smith Jr.?
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was him.
Something like that, or somebody like that?
It's him.
Dennis Schroeder. Is what it was
No, I think it was Smith.
All right, so this is the K-Quick Souls mock draft.
Yeah.
With the 1st overall pick, I helped. With the 1st overall pick in the NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson, small forward out of Duke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best player in this draft.
Prove it.
Next.
That's the analysis you're really going to give.
Just
He's an
next.
athletic freak. He can do everything. He can defend. He can score. He needs to work on his shot a little bit, but that'll come during time.
He's going to get
The
traded
correct
to the Lakers
answer
about 4 years.
was the correct answer was after the AD trade, the New Orleans Pelicans have geared themselves up to be a defensive giant. Lonzo Ball has potential to be the best defensive point guard in the NBA. Brandon Ingram is no slouch. Drew Holiday, very good defensively. Julius Randle, a very mobile, quick big man that can play the 5 and guard bigger guys. Zion Williamson is going to add athleticism and speed on the defensive end of the ball. He has the height and the reach to get blocks. He's got the speed and the footwork to get steals. This team has potential to be a monster defensively.
Omar Asik going to come out hot next year.
the-
Re-sign him.
Shut your face, man.
Kyle, he's good.
With
and
the
you know
number
it.
2 pick in the NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Ja Morant, point guard out of Murray State.
So even if
Overrated.
false.
No, I was talking about you.
Oh, yeah. So even if the Grizzlies decide to keep Mike Conley, John Morant could play off ball. He could play the 2 guard. But I think the Grizzlies trade Mike Conley anyways. So I think Morant's
Trade him to clear up like cap space or just roster space.
just
All of it.
All of it.
Not clear up roster space, but
rebuild.
yeah, they're going nowhere fast, and Mike Conley's got a big contract. There's plenty of playoff-ready teams that could use a point guard of his caliber and have the space to do it, i.e. Sixers.
No, i.e. Jazz.
You know, it's funny. I was going to say the Jazz, but not because of any reason.
Look, Kyle's just like, no, Jazz.
Well, he's been linked there like 100 times. That's probably why he thought.
He was
could also-
spotted in Salt Lake City
Just
with Khloe
No,
Kardashian.
Morant could do everything. He could
Let me
pass.
ask you a
He could
question.
shoot.
You think what's the highest level pick you think Mike Conley's worth to a team that's got money to spend?
14.
No, he's a I think top 10.
Would you give up a 8th round pick for him? If you were a team that needed a point guard and you had some money to spend,
yeah,
would you give up your 8th round pick for him?
Yeah,
Or would you give up your 7th round pick for him? Would
Yeah.
you go 6?
depending on what team I am. But the Suns, yeah,
Suns.
yeah, they have a lot of young talent.
So you would say so the Cavaliers probably no.
No,
So Phoenix, you'd go. So do you think it would be stupid if the Chicago Bulls to trade their 7th pick to get Mike Conley?
no.
All right. With the 3rd pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select shooting guard R.J. Barrett from
Wade.
Now RJ Barrett is a streaky shooter. He'll fix that as time goes. I think he's a decently defensive player, but the Knicks just kind of need scoring, and they just let him shoot 100 times. What's worse that happens? They do what they did last year.
They do worse.
That might be hard for them to do worse.
He's the 3rd best player in this draft. That's really it. This is where it gets fun.
I think.
Yes, Paul.
I think this.
Yes.
I think this pick gets traded.
It depends on the player.
I think this pick gets traded.
2.
New Orleans. I think New Orleans
We go
jumps up.
1, 3, 4.
No, I think New Orleans jumps up to the 3 spot, and I think that they give up the 4th pick and they give up the Lakers pick next year.
I can see it happening.
Because I
To
think
draft the same player.
I think the Pelicans would go for R.J. Barrett because the Pelicans need defense, but they also need scoring. I don't know that the Knicks are sold on R.J. Barrett. I think the Knicks were on the Zion train or nothing, and I think that they'd be willing to move back. I think the Knicks finally take the approach that we need to start this rebuild from within, not through free agency. But
And then they go and sign somebody.
yeah, DeMarcus Cousins.
Supermax.
Can't.
I know. It's just such a funny phrase.
But nah.
We were
Either-
going to give
We
you
signed him
Max.
to a Pepsi
If it
Max
gets
deal.
traded or if the Knicks keep it, RJ Barrett will be selected 3.
We're going to
All
give
right,
you
Jules,
a
with
Max.
the 4th overall pick, you have the New Orleans Pelicans selecting DeAndre Hunter, small forward out of Virginia.
Real weird way to say my name, but all right.
Seen his tape. Not bad. Bad knees, though.
DeAndre Hunter is a lanky.
I detest that.
He can play the 2, 3, or 4. Very good shooter and very, very good defensively. Anybody out of that Virginia team is very good defensively. You know, he's not going to start because there's so many good players in front of him, but he's a good bench player. He can work up to being that starter role. It's a young piece that they can add, and there's just the Pelicans are going young, and this helps them get better right away.
All right, I dig it.
Yeah.
I wanted to share this stat with
you?
you guys real quick. Hold on, I gotta look up one aspect to it real quick.
Hold.
BasketballReference.com.
News and notes.
Actually, NFL reference dick.
Ooh,
Are you hot?
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
that's summertime. Soon to be summertime basement. Mm-mm-mm.
Is there any
Is it
air
supposed to be
conditioning?
cold in basements?
Just kind of having some Hamden flashbacks.
Get a little toasty.
No, some maple flashbacks.
Turn all the lights off.
Nice and dark in here.
And Maple got pretty hot.
You know what, cool town? Kyle, why don't you turn on that neon back there?
No,
We need to equal things out.
Some Winston.
Nothing but heat.
it'll start smoking.
That'd be scary.
Like what I did.
I did. That was nice.
Ever since you became fucking popular, dude.
Oh, so
You butchered it
Since
so
you
So I saw this. So
popular.
I saw this stat. The AD trade to the Lakers was the 51st trade executed on a team where LeBron was on the main roster in his career. Now, I want you guys to think about this as we go through the draft. I want to address it quickly before we go to break for the second hour. I'm going to pose this question to you. At about 3.2 trades per year is what that averages to since LeBron's been in the league. Is LeBron
Hey, Kyle. Stop breathing into the mic.
is LeBron only helping teams while he's on them, but destroying them when he's not? And we'll get into that. Leave it. I don't want any feedback about it now. All right. So with the 5th overall pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Darius Garland, point guard out of Vanderbilt. It's a funny way to say Jay Cutler.
Could you imagine Jake?
This was a tough pick for me. The Cavaliers can either go Jarrett Culver, but I picked Darius Garland because Colin Sexton's more of a 2-guard, in my opinion.
Who was the other person they could have picked?
Jarrett Culver.
No, but you said I went over this one because they could have picked either Jarrett Culver,
Cam Reddish. Any
that
one of
makes
those 3
a
guys.
Much better sentence.
But Darius Garland, I think, could be a better leader for that team than Colin Sexton.
Are you shitting on his ability? Are you shitting on his team?
No, he's just not a good point guard. He's a good shooting guard.
Shooting guard is very important in today's NBA.
And I think he could
Especially
be.
as a
I think
passer.
Darius Garland could be a better ball distributor.
It's deceiving. You line up as a shooting guard. You don't shoot.
I had Jarrett Culver going here for a while, and then I saw something last night that made me change my mind. Could make sense.
And what was that?
Like,
A
could they,
YouTube video?
Well, I was listening to Mike Francesa.
no, because
Nah, he watched a 32-minute YouTube video about a live mock draft. Then he was like, all right, I'm ready to do my mock draft.
well, like it just makes sense because they can play well off each other, and instead of getting another small forward, which they have like 3 or 4 of, not good, but they have them. They can get a point guard that can help them, ease their way back to being a decent club.
They said club.
With the number 6th pick, the Phoenix Suns select Jarrett Culver, small forward out of Texas Tech.
Suns don't know what the fuck they're doing. They never do. They need a point guard. I think they'll address it through free agency. In the last couple of years, they've had some busts.
Or a Mike Conley trade?
That could happen.
Or a D'Angelo Russell signing?
Or that. Or Alfred Payton.
Yeah, they could either get like a filet mignon, they could get some lobster tails, or some
Chopstick.
Skittles.
Chopstick. We're talking cube.
But,
You might be able to
Josh
get some-
Jackson
you might be
hasn't
able
been
to
the
get
player.
some ungravied Alpo.
Oh man.
Just dry out.
But Josh Jackson hasn't been the player he's supposed to. Dragon Bender kind of sucks ass.
He's all Maine. That's the problem.
The problem with the Phoenix Suns is that they're a team that has drafted a lot of young, promising talent that still has a lot of promise, and I think all of these guys could be future stars on any other team. The Phoenix Suns have just not been able to get free agency or drafting right for the past 5 years. So all of these young guys that they bring in are being expected to be the Jason Tatums, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchells, the De'Aaron Foxes of the world, and that's not who they are. They're players that will be that way, like the Jimmy Butlers. That's who they are. That's their potential, is to be the Jimmy Butlers. Maybe one day be the greatest player at a specific thing in the NBA, whether it's shooting, passing, stealing, defense, rebounds, whatever it is. They have the potential to be that, but because they're being thrown in and being you need to do this now, they're not molding their game properly. They're trying too hard. And
They've also had no luck in the lottery.
But that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter because there are so many players. Like, the NBA draft is a joke in the sense when I said that I meant it in the sense of like immediate help. Nobody outside of these top 3 picks is going to be an immediate game changer for any of these teams.
Not impact.
Right, but later on down the line, yeah, they will be. Like Jimmy Butler was. Jimmy Butler didn't need to be the Jimmy Butler he is today when he was drafted. He molded into that through time, through experience, and through mentoring. And that's what these Phoenix Suns players need. Any of these Phoenix Suns players, with the exception of Devin Booker, go anywhere else, I think they start reaching their potential. There's just too much expected of them right now. Are you done, Souls?
Yeah. That's
All
it
right,
for
with
them.
the 7th pick, the Chicago Bulls select shooting guard Cam Reddish out of Duke.
I could see this pick also being traded, but I didn't put trades in here.
Well, for what? I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Oh, I think they can either get like a point guard or it would be for a point guard. I just don't know who off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I think they need a shooter. They have a lot of guys that can attack the rim, and I think he has the potential to be the best shooter in this class. And the Bulls can risk it because if they do get I think they're going to go free agency for point guard. So in this case scenario, they can get like their 6-7 man who can light it up on a hot streak, for like 15, 20 minutes a game.
All right. With the 8th pick, the Atlanta Hawks select Jackson Hayes, center.
Hawks need a center. They had Dwayne Dedmon last year, and they were very small when he got hurt. I mean, they have John Collins, but he's a power forward. And Jackson Hayes has the potential to be very good. He's only 18. So, it's going to be a slow start for him. But I think as he figures it out, he'll start reaching higher potentials. That's a perfect team for him. Getting rebounds, putting buckets back. They're going to miss a lot of threes. He'll be right there to clean it up.
Soules' favorite pick, to explain, with the 9th selection, the Washington Wizards select center Bol out of Oregon.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are probably going to think I'm wrong on this, but the Wizards' only center on the roster is Dwight Howard, and he's old as shit. He sucks now.
Seems like you're speaking more personally.
Yeah,
than,
fucking.
than
And I get
Just
where you're
wanted to clear
going.
that up.
I get where you're going with that. But Bol, everybody loved his father when he played for them, Manute Bol. And now the Wizards might think, hey.
For lack of a better reference, it's kind of like the whole Terry Crews thing in draft day. Terry Crews' character was a beloved running back for the Cleveland Browns in the movie when he was playing, and then his son is now being drafted, and so he's Cleveland royalty. This guy is Washington royalty, because his dad was the center of that team of the Washington when they were the Washington Bullets.
He's a big kid, 7'7".
You know, Manute Bol, when he was brought over, the guy who brought him over, the agent, Mark, you'll enjoy this one.
What do you got?
When he was brought over, there were no records of him at all from Kenya, I believe is where he was from. There was no records, had medical records, nothing like that about it all. So when he brought him over, he just said an age for him, but nobody ever knows what age he was. And if you talk to a lot of NBA players and coaches, a lot of people think that when he was brought over, he was in his 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Wow.
And how long did he play?
10 years.
My god!
Dude, the guy's skinny as hell.
There's a lot of speculation that he played, maybe not at 40s, but there's a lot of speculation that he was brought over in his 35.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. With the 10th pick,
Jump
the
down.
Atlanta Hawks select Nasir Little, small forward out of UNC.
This kid's a project. He's very talented, but he's very raw. He didn't play a lot of minutes in North Carolina because it was a good team, and he was a freshman trying to fight for minutes. But he's very, very talented. He had potential to be very talented. The Hawks have 3 picks in this draft, and they can afford to waste one of their picks on what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, I'm curious why you said waste. You mean gamble?
Yeah, take a gamble on a kid that has potential.
Okay.
They don't have to play him right away.
Right.
But he'll be taken over for the Torian Prince, because they just traded him to Brooklyn. A shooter who can do the dirty work for him.
Right, I got you.
With the 11th pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Kobe White, point guard out of UNC.
Derrick Rose is leaving. Jeff Teague's older. They still have Tyus Young, but I still think they need
energy to run the ball. They need Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins proved this year what Jimmy Butler was saying, and that was there was a lot of potential on this team and 2 players in Wiggins and Towns that were better than Butler himself, but they didn't have the motivation. They didn't have the spark to play. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, they need to start bringing youth and people that want to play and will run their fucking hearts into the ground in order to get minutes. They cannot take the Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns talent that they have and bring in veterans to try to piece together an all-star roster. It's not going to work because they're already complacent as they are. They're lazy and they don't hustle. Karl Anthony Towns
is a very good shooter.
Karl Anthony Towns has potential to be the best center in the NBA, hands down. If Karl Anthony Towns put in the same amount of effort that Shaq put in a game, he would be light years better than Joel Embiid. Kyle, I'm not saying that to be personal. I just think he would be. I think he's just as good defensively. The only thing he's not that Joel Embiid is he's not as physical as Joel Embiid, but he's got a much softer touch, and he's got just as good of a reach and just as good of an ability to block and steal, and I think he's faster than Joel Embiid. So they need that push. If you have a point guard that's sprinting the floor on a stolen ball if Towns picks off a ball at the 3-point line and he's at half court and the point guard catches up to him by the 3-point line because he's hustling to get the bucket, that's going to motivate these kids, because they still are kids in the NBA, to do better.
Right.
With the 12th pick, the Charlotte Hornets select Sekou Doumbouya, small forward out of France.
I'm not going to lie. I don't really know much about him.
I'm not going to lie. I'm French.
So he's like my cousin.
Wow. But he projected in the lottery. And, he could play small forward, shooting guard. If the Hornets do it right, they bring back Kemba, and they trade Nicholas Batum, and they trade all the guys with the money, and they kind of rebuild but try to compete at the same time.
Sorry, I'm still laughing at...
What?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm French. Like, could you imagine just saying that?
He's a very talented kid. He's overseas, so I didn't get to watch him, or I didn't really read about him. I just know that he's a very aggressive attacker, and he can shoot a little bit. I don't really know much else by him.
All right.
And they had Tony Parker, so the French connection.
The French connection.
He's retiring.
Yeah, but they had him.
Oh.
Just from one Frenchman to the next.
2 ships passing in the night. That's all it is.
So we'll call Mass and ask him why Tony Parker's so good.
Well, he played basketball.
I disagree with that pick, but fine. We'll move on. I think they're going after PJ Washington. Anyway, with the 13th pick, the Miami Heat select shooting guard Tyler Hero out of Kentucky.
Miami needs shooting. He's considered the best shooter in this class. They were, I don't know, they're just a weird fucking team.
So, he being
They're
considered...
just an open team. They're not bad defensively. They're not bad offensively.
They're just average.
They need... What the Miami Heat need to do, what they need to do soon, and they can't do it this offseason. They need to do it maybe next offseason. They need to get this draft right. They need to get next year's draft right, and then they need to lure a star in. It doesn't have to be an Kawhi Leonard caliber star. It can be a Mike Conley type star. It can be a B star. It doesn't have to be a Dame. It doesn't have to be an Anthony Davis. You need to bring in somebody like I said, like a Mike Conley, or somebody like
Jimmy Butler.
No, not even as high as Jimmy Butler, but like maybe someone like a Nurkic. Something like that. They need to bring in somebody like a Vucevic. Something like that. They need to bring in somebody
that guy
that
plays hockey.
They need somebody that can like anchor them. They can anchor themselves around the team, kind of like how the Magic did around Vucevic. Look at the Magic this year. The Magic made a serious playoff run throughout the entire year, centered around Vucevic, who's by no means an A+ star. But when you have that guy that everyone can kind of center around, it makes everybody better, because everybody goes out there with the mentality of, I still need to do my part, but this is the guy. Versus like when it's like LeBron, like he's got it. And you get complacent. And that's what, back to what we talked about with the Timberwolves. Towns and Wiggins were like, we got Butler, we're good. He's got it. And then they didn't do their part. And they got lazy and complacent. With the 14th pick, the Boston Celtics select power forward P.J. Washington out of Kentucky. Kyle, second time, back-to-back
Hey, Sean.
picks.
So
From the same school I meant.
the Celtics are in a weird spot. They're losing their star, and they might be losing like other pieces, like a Marcus Morris. And I think he would just fit like their bench role, like a power forward, shooting guy that can shoot.
They're in a spot. They're in a good spot. They have the best problem to have in the NBA. Not to cut you off, Soul. Sorry. They have the best problem to have in the NBA, which is they're going to lose probably 2 to 3 of their top 5 to 6 players in the NBA, in their roster right now. But they have arguably the best head coach in basketball, with a GM who knows what they're doing, and 3 first-round picks to play with. They have the ability to draft a team that's completely Boston Celtics homegrown that could very easily win a championship in 5 years.
I think it's a good problem to have.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're losing Kyrie, but they're losing. It's like, hey, you're gonna lose Kyrie, but you've got 3 mid-round first-round picks, and by the way,
You have Brad Stevens.
we're gonna give you Brad Stevens to mentor him.
Yeah.
You know that guy you have that made Terry Rozier like almost an NBA like all-star starting point guard? Yeah, that guy. You got that guy.
Yeah, he's so good.
All right. 15th pick, the Detroit Pistons select Nicholas Walker-Alexander, shooting guard from Virginia Tech.
They just need a guard.
Does that guy do the shooting guns by any chance?
I have no idea. The Pistons just need a guard.
It was a very poor joke.
I
Very poor taste joke.
got
Shot.
Yeah, that's fine, but I mean, I don't know.
Fill it up. I'll take one with them.
We're kind of like halfway through with 22% beer.
Yeah.
It's about 22.
I don't know. The Pistons have Reggie Jackson as a point guard. They haven't had a 2 guard since Contavious Caldwell-Pope, and he's not even good. That's how bad their 2 guards have been.
Oh, yeah.
They traded for Wayne Ellington in the trade deadline, or they got him off waivers. And he's a bench player at best. He has the potential to play point guard, so this is just a good value pick for them. Not a sexy pick; it's a value pick.
I got you.
With the 16th pick, the Orlando Magic select Romeo Langford, shooting guard out of Indiana.
This kid, at the beginning of the year, was projected in the top 5. He struggled because he got injured. He fell. If he can get back to form, the Magic have a big steal here. You know, he shot 27% in college, but a lot of it had to do with his thumb. If he can get back to form, attacking and scoring, the Magic just found their 2-3 guard, the 2 guard or small forward for the future.
What was wrong with the thumb? What's the deal?
I don't remember what the exact.
You ever seen that thing?
It was a torn ligament, I think.
It was actually a big toe.
But
That's what I was
he
thinking.
also had so much pressure on him because he was named like the Indiana, like Mr. Indiana, I guess.
So he was like the mayor.
Yeah, he was like the big shot. he was the big shot there, you know, and he didn't perform as well as he was supposed to.
Right.
But if he can somehow return to form like he was, like if he could play like how they thought he would be, what a steal for the Magic.
With the 17th pick, the Atlanta Hawks select Kevin Porter, shooting guard out of UNC.
USC.
You told me UNC.
I said USC. But anyway,
It's basically the same thing.
Who are you guys going to believe? My typing skills or Kyle's verbal skills?
Well, see, here's my dilemma: is that Kyle tends to know all these colleges, but I don't know if he would definitely repeat them the right way.
I bet you know what happened. He probably like sneezed while he was saying it.
USC.
Nah, he Detroit Lions did.
Yeah, there.
anyways,
He just looks like he went to UNC.
this is another guy that could be the steal of the
Looks like a
draft.
Trojan.
Okay, this guy was also projected in the top 5. He played like shit all year, got into some trouble, and they ended up benching him, and he didn't play a lot of minutes. If he can get back to form, the Hawks could take another gamble pick and come up with a potential all-star.
Is this the Soules 2019 trademarked slogan of the year? If he gets back to form.
No, there's 2 guys. Man.
You know,
Yeah, but you're going to use it again. Don't you dare.
That's it. That's all I got. For
Not tonight. I mean, in general,
That's-
you're going to use
that's
it.
gotta suck. Like being a guy that you're like a projected top 5 pick and you just screw it up. Like,
He was a big head case in USC. Big head case. But if he can
You mean
like
UNC?
figure that out and play the
ULC.
game like he's supposed to, steal.
All right. With the 18th pick, the Indiana Pacers select Keldon Johnson, small forward out of Kentucky.
He could use some shooting.
All right. With the 19th pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Luka Samanic, power forward from Croatia.
Popovich likes his foreigners.
All right. With the 20th pick, no, I'm just kidding.
oh, we're just cruising.
No, the Spurs pick. The other one was kind of it. The Pacers just kind of need scoring. But
We need
Lucas
somebody to take the pressure off of Oladipo.
and
Not a fan.
Samanic, he's a foreigner. That's what you do when you go to San Antonio. You play overseas. Popovich will pick you out of nowhere, and he'll groom you into the best player in the NBA.
No, I agree. It's just funny with such confidence how he says that.
He's a foreigner. Get him out of here.
So I saw this report. I'll save it. With the 20th pick, the Boston Celtics select Ty Jerome, point guard out of Virginia.
The Celtics could take another game. They have 3 first-round picks. They losing
Out there gambling.
No, they can lose Kyrie. They're going to lose Kyrie, and they have the potential to lose Terry Rozier. So they're going to need a point guard to either.
Stop doing that.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
They need either a backup point guard or a point guard to take over. And I think that Ty Jerome defensively is good enough, offensively good enough to take over the team.
With the 21st pick, the OKC Thunder select KZ Okpala, shooting guard out of Stanford.
They just need someone on that bench to do something.
And what can he do?
Score.
All right.
Play defense.
It doesn't matter what they do; they just need to do it.
They're better
It
than
doesn't
what
matter
they
if they
are.
come out and they're the best goddamn Jacks player the playground's ever seen. They need somebody to do something off that bench because they are fucking trash after the starting five. Honestly, they're not even that good in the starting five. But, like, their bench production is terrible. Outside of Adams, Westbrook, and George, it's kind of questionable. But any one of them has to take a seat. It's just like, all right, there goes the season.
They
the
have a
popcorn
20-point
guy in
lead.
there.
It goes down to 5. And I think he can just be a guy. That's
Just
it.
a guy being a dude.
No, you know what I mean? Like, just a guy, like, filling his role.
Right, I got you.
Scoring when he has to, playing some decent defense.
All right, with the 22nd pick, the Boston Celtics select Darius Baisley, small forward out of the United States.
Another gamble.
He took a year off, so he's technically credited as the U.S. Like, it'd be like if you went to a different country to play for a year.
Yeah.
He took a year off, so he's credited as just from the U.S.
That's funny.
I know I know I said it a lot, but it's another gamble. I don't know a lot about him. I'm sure they said he done really well at the combine and everything.
So I'm confused. Like, what's the Celtics strategy? I feel like every pick's a gamble. Like, what do they want to do?
Every pick after
But
five
that's
is a
what they
gamble.
were saying. Like after the top five, it's just
nothing is certain. Like you guys said, that
rolling the
after
dice.
Here's the thing: a team like the Celtics.
And the Hawks.
No.
Well,
You have no idea what I was going to say.
Yeah, I have.
Please finish my sentence. A team like the Celtics. Go
they
ahead.
wear green.
I was
And
going
the
to finish what
Hawks.
I was going to say. A team like the Celtics.
And the Hawks have a lot
No,
of
no,
picks.
that's not what I was going to say. All right. A team like the Celtics, it's like, okay, so I want you to imagine you're you. I know that's very hard. But I'm Brad
Not
Stevens,
Jerome
okay?
Bettis.
Ugh.
Yeah. You're
I'm already
fine.
confused.
You're Mike Mock.
All right.
I'm Brad Stevens.
Lucky
All right.
you.
You and I are going to the casino, and we're going to
Sorry,
play roulette,
Rebecca.
right? You're going to call...
The
give me
Ghostbusters.
X amount on black.
All
What are
right.
your odds?
Well,
It's like 48.5,
Yeah, it's
right?
the
Because
double
the two
zero,
greens. Because the
yeah.
two greens.
right.
So it's like 48.5%, right? I go up and I say, give me the same amount, but on red. But for some reason, my percentage of winning is 68%. Because I'm Brad Stevens. That's the Celtics strategy. The Celtics strategy is that they have the best mind in basketball right now. And that any gamble they take a risk on has a much higher chance of paying off at some sort of production level.
So you worked at a casino previously, is what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is that I know Eisenberg.
Can you explain it to me like I'm 6?
No, I understand. I got you.
With the 23rd pick, the Utah Jazz selected Brandon Clark, power forward out of Gonzaga.
This guy is a guy that could be in
I
the
wish it was
top
pronounced
10.
Gonzaga.
He's a projected lottery pick. I think he falls just because he doesn't have a position. Like, he's a power forward or center, but he's too small to be a center, too big to be a power forward.
Right.
Doesn't have the touch to be a stretch forward.
So
But
you
they
just
have
gotta
that-
get back to form.
No. But they have the guy
He's gotta
right
find
now
a
that
form.
does that, and Derek Favors, and I think he's a little more athletic than Derek Favors. So you can kind of... They're the Jazz. They'll work out.
All right, with the 24th pick, the Philadelphia 76ers select Matisse Thybulle, shooting guard out of Washington. Real quick, we watched that homework Kyle did, watching that video about the draft.
Yeah.
They did not have this guy going here. Right after they picked him, Kyle was like, I really hope the Sixers get him. And then they were like, let's do my mock draft. This guy was going 3 picks higher in their mock draft.
I like this guy a lot. It's kind of a homer pick. They said if he enters the league right now, he's already a top 20 defender in the NBA.
And he probably wants to play in Philadelphia, right?
No, he's not a Philadelphia.
He looks like a Sixer. Him and Mike Trout hang out all the time.
Anyway, you're saying.
They said right now he's a top 20 defender, and I think the Sixers desperately need defenders. And he can score a little bit. It's not great.
So why don't they draft Luke Cage?
He's just hanging out in Brooklyn.
All right, well, what about Iron Fist?
He's in Harlem.
It's the same
Kyle.
around the same area.
Moving on.
I think that's a great pick for the Sixers. Good
Brantford,
defender.
just outside of Hartford.
All right, with the 25th pick, the Dame Trailblazers select Roy Hachimura, shooting forward, small forward out of Gonzaga.
This is another guy that's a projected lottery pick. I think that falls. He's a very good wing player, but can't play a lick of defense. He's a perfect Blazer, though. They need a wing player that can score and can do things offensively.
Right.
None of them are good defenders on that team. They just put up 165 points a game. He fits the bill.
All right.
Go Trailblazers.
With the 26th pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Cameron Johnson, small forward out of North Carolina.
They need shooting help. They said this guy's the best shooter in the class. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
With the 27th pick, the Brooklyn Nets select Grant Williams, power forward out of Tennessee.
Know nothing about this guy. Move on.
I know. I thought, didn't you say someone else was the best shooter?
No.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you said early on, and I was going to ask you why he wasn't going to go higher, but you just said this previous guy was the best
They
shooter.
said he is the best shooter in the class. Cam Reddish. I said he has the potential to be the best shooter.
No. It wasn't Cam Reddish. It was. I'm going to go down Tyler Hero, PJ Washington, Nicholas.
Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
I don't know. They said it.
With the 28th pick, the Golden State Warriors select Carson Edwards, point guard out of Purdue.
They need a backup point guard, and I think Quinn Cook's a free agent. He's not that good anyways. Like, he's average. I think Carson Edwards could be more explosive than he is, and I think he'll fit the bill of the Warriors, who he loved to shoot the three ball and all that fun stuff.
All right.
With the 29th pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Goga
Boga.
They select Goga Biltadaze, center out of Georgia. Not the country. The state.
He fits the bill of a Spur. He's not physical yet, but he'll get there. He's 19, so they're going to take a gamble. They have 2 first-round picks, and they could use depth at the center and power forward position.
All right.
And with the 30th pick in the NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Bruno Fernando, center out of Maryland. Also makes a mean chicken parm.
With Brook Lopez being a free agent, them trading Thon Maker, Pau Gasol being old, they need somebody at center. They need either a backup center or somebody that could get the rebounds and fight for it. And I think he's very physical. I saw him in the March Madness tournament. He was very physical. And he could play alongside Giannis easily.
And that concludes the Kyle Soules 2019 NBA mock draft.
I'll be wrong.
Stay tuned for rounds 2 through 9 of the MLB 2023 mock draft.
What? I should burn your phone.
Kyle, that photo is hilarious. If you don't laugh at it, then screw you.
The guy deserves to be...
Antonio Brown is a clown. he is a clown.
He's a walrus.
All right. Thinking break time?
Well, I want to, real quick before we go to break,
Oh, sorry.
talk about that LeBron James thing I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
You want to go? It's already in like 9:40. You want to just go till
Sure.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
We'll go to like
No
we
break.
started late, like 8:20. So we're gonna go till what, like 11:20?
Yeah.
All right. So
No
we'll
break.
go to break at 10, and we'll do like an hour and a half after.
Sure.
That's fine. All right. So you guys, do you need me to repose the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So there's been 51 trades since LeBron James has entered the league. There's been 51 trades as with him on the main roster of a team. So that averages out to be about 3.2 trades per team, or per year for LeBron.
Right.
We all know that LeBron being on a team helps the team tremendously. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. LeBron James played all year. The Lakers very well could have made the 8th seed. But the question to be, is LeBron James a cure for a team whilst on it, but a cancer afterwards? Does LeBron James leave? Does he leave every team in rubble and shambles after he leaves it? Type of thing I guess what I'm asking is there something to, he's towards the end of his career versus the beginning. He's still playing at a very high caliber. There's no doubts about that, but he's definitely more towards the twilight of his career than the prime.
Yep.
Is there any chance, say he were to leave the Lakers and try to look for another NBA contract, is there any chance any team, even if he's playing at a somewhat caliber that he's at now, look at it as this guy's going to do wonders for us now, but what's it going to be like when he leaves?
I think so. I mean, look at the Cavs when he left the first time. Look at him when he left the Cavs the second time. Look at when he left the Heat. To me, I think LeBron is just, I want to make the team that I'm on as good as I can right now. The future without me, it doesn't affect me, so it doesn't matter. I mean, Kyle?
No, I agree 100%. He cares about winning now. He doesn't give a shit about what happens after he leaves. You know, he's one of those guys that just wants his title and nothing else. He'll find his players, no matter how old they are. And as long as they can win, then fine. But you bring in those older players, they're at the twilight, they're at the end of their career, and it's time for them to move on and retire. Now you got to rebuild your team from scratch.
Which I think there is a lot of teams that would, I guess in theory, bring in a LeBron to make that, I guess, playoff or title run. And if you win it, that's great, and then kind of deal with the fallout after. But I don't think LeBron cares about the future of any team he's on after he's gone.
I think, we've seen it, LeBron being in any squad is a benefit. It puts you in a playoff, contention. This past year was, I truly believe, a fluke.
It was a fluke. It was LeBron's first real injury of his career that kept him sidelined for a longevity.
Which is impressive.
Right. And hopefully, and I think you guys would share this sentiment because how great of a player he is, we hope that he doesn't have an injury like this again, or this doesn't worsen.
Oh, I don't care. Fuck him. Fuck the Lakers.
Well, Lakers aside, we're talking about LeBron as the player. I mean,
no, I'm being serious. Like, if he was on another team, fine, but I hate the Lakers.
Well, yeah. So excluding Lakers, I'm talking about LeBron in general. Like we hope that whatever happens, like he stays healthy throughout. Because I think it's just too important to basketball, as to be a casual viewer and ask anyone who doesn't watch NBA, they know LeBron James. It's just like Riddler's making a face over there.
History repeats itself. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a couple title runs, and then you're going to be left with nothing.
What's up, Stash Ball?
Exactly with the Lakers. They got Anthony Davis, right?
What are you doing over there?
The Lakers got Anthony Davis.
I was hoping someone would laugh at the text.
But what if Anthony Davis decides not to return next year?
Then the Lakers are in some trouble.
So it's a 1-year deal, and you gave up your whole team for it.
But again, if that, say, translates into a title next year, if they bring in another player and whatever, and it translates to a championship for the Lakers, I mean, it kind of softens that blow, I guess, that it generated a championship.
No, it doesn't. Not for the Lakers.
Not completely.
Any team besides the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Celtics, it softens that blow. No other team, because those teams, the Warriors are accustomed to winning recently, and the Celtics and the Lakers have a storied franchise. One championship isn't enough, especially in the Lakers' eyes. Look at the Lakers. The last time they won back-to-back. The time before that, a three-peat.
Yeah.
The time before that, they won like 6 out of 8. Like,
but I guess what I mean is, like, say if AD's there already, but if they sign another star and the team doesn't win a championship and Davis leaves and the team, then it's looked upon as, oh man, we traded our future and nothing even came of it. But if you at least walk away with a championship, it softens it. Again, I agree with what you're saying about the Lakers and everything, but
I don't think it'll matter regardless, because the Lakers fans, they have very short-term memories, much like Patriots fans kind of do. It's not, nobody cares about what people did before you. I mean, like Lakers fans, like the Kobe thing is a little different, but like a lot of Lakers fans, like they don't even talk about Shaq anymore.
Yeah,
they've had Pau Gasol, they've had Kobe Bryant, now they got LeBron James. It's just like, who the fuck is Shaq? Like, it's just like, who cares? Like, they're not going to care. Like, when it's all said and done, it should be like, they're going to be filled with hatred for AD and LeBron if they don't win a championship, and not give a shit about Lonzo Ball or Brandon Ingram. As long as Kyle Kuzma's still there, they won't care about those two. It's the truth.
it's fair.
All right. Anybody have anything else to add to this NBA segment?
I don't think so.
All right, so we'll go to break a little early / late, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Please enjoy the Google Dolls.
Yes, please do not enjoy them. We'll be back in a hot 5 minutes.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
PRN. Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by fuckface asshole motherfuckers.
Hey, I'm just two of those.
Now you're one of them. Each one of you is a different one. You guys can fight over who's who. Kendall, who are you? Fuckface, asshole, or motherfucker?
I like to be asshole, I think.
All right. Souls?
Fuckface.
I guess that leaves me.
Nah, you can dispute it. You can argue with someone for something else.
Do you also want to be fuckface?
I don't remember what the third name was.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good one.
I feel like it works for Mock.
Question: how many colors are on that wheel? Is there 4?
Yep.
Let's check the Facebook, make sure we got
2 blue, 2
sound
yellow, 2
coming
red,
out
2
of there.
blue. No, there's 5. 5.
5? All right, we can still
Lefty
use it.
Souls.
Huh?
We can still use it.
So we're using the wheel?
Sure.
See what I named the video
To
Souls?
write anything on it?
No.
We'll just do it by color,
Souls for President. is the
and
name of the
one will be a wild.
Now I have to fucking find a slogan for it by the end of the show.
video.
Thanks
Put
a
you
lot,
on
Dick.
Put you on this one.
Ever since you became a big shot, you became more of a dick.
You know what? I throw the kid a bone. You know what he does? He buries it in the yard.
As Paul sets up the wheel,
Wheel of Fortune.
we're gonna talk about what we got going on here.
Yeah, let's do it.
So each color on the wheel will represent a different league: NBA, NHL, MLB, NFL, and there'll be one wild color on there, which we'll have Rebecca pick the league. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I have a random team generator. I have a random team generator for each league. We're going to run it, and then just maybe we'll come up with some type of scenario. You pick the player for that scenario.
All right. I have a question
Yes.
for Kendall.
All right.
Kendall, can you work your magic? Can you do stuff on the computer that the people on Facebook don't have to see yet?
Yeah.
All right. So while Mock's doing this, because we're going till 11:30 tonight. So is that okay with everybody here? All right.
I'm cool with it.
All right.
I got an order beat.
So, all right. So we'll do this until 10:30.
Sure.
10:45, however long. But Kendall, I want you to find 1 or 2, whatever you decide, of the tier makers that you think would be really good for the show.
Okay.
So you go on tier maker. You can participate in this, but I'm assuming it's like a spin. A person goes.
Yeah.
Spin. So we'll start
And
with
they'll go pretty
Kyle. We'll
quick.
go to me. Then we'll go to you, and you just take your time. You got as much time as you need, even if it's only 1 tier. Find something fun that we can throw up on the screen for the
Let's hope they
viewers.
have the right pictures this time.
Oh, is the quarterbacks one?
Yeah. There's no Matthew Stafford. There's 4
Oh, the quarterback, the only one we did.
No, we did too.
No, we didn't.
We did the power rankings.
For tier maker? That doesn't count.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Can the wheel be seen?
I can put it up. Hold on.
Well, so Paul, what do you want to do? Green? How do you want to do the colors?
All right. Green is the NFL because they're super greedy about money.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right. Red is
Kyle, why are you upset about that?
NBA.
Nah, white is the NHL because of ice. Blue is the NBA because the red is wild because you're scared of it, and then the yellow is MLB because only yellow bellies play baseball.
All right, give it a spin for Soulsy over there.
No, Amy.
Wait,
Stop.
what color did I say was wild?
Red.
Can we make something special for the dot?
Sure.
What's the dot?
I don't know.
All right, you come up with it.
Real
Hopefully
quick,
it doesn't land on it.
I-
One red will be the dot. The other red will be wild. So I missed the rules. What
The
is
dot
this?
is a shot.
So what's going to happen? I mean, I have a random team generator for each league.
Mhm.
Whatever it lands on for that sport, we're going to run it. Whatever team comes out, and then I mean, even as a group, come up with some scenario, or if you do your favorite, least most hated player, whatever, and then why.
All right. So how about this? We'll spin it. The person gets the team. The person to your left picks what you have to talk about for the
Okay.
team. Fair?
Sure.
All right. So let's do this then. Red is wild card, so you get to pick the league. And then the one with the dot.
You pick your scenario.
No.
Is a shot.
The one with the dot is the person to your left picks your league and your scenario.
Okay.
Fair?
Spin it. Souls is up.
All right, Souls. Blue is the NBA.
All right, Kyle. Which Phoenix Sun would you like to share a hot tub with?
Jamal Crawford.
Why?
Yeah, reasons.
He is an older fellow, and I think we would have nice conversations about politics.
That would last like 14 seconds.
You think so?
Kyle, how much do you know about politics?
I don't need to talk.
He's just gonna rant. So, Jamal. Just the Trump Nixon the whole time. All right, is this for me?
Yeah, of course it is. Ooh, NBA.
Yikes.
What's the team?
The San Antonio Spurs.
All right. So, Mock, who are, in your opinion, the 3 greatest San Antonio Spurs of all time?
All right, we're gonna go Manu Ginobili,
No.
Tony Parker,
Wow.
and
Matt Bonner.
and Tim Duncan.
Yeah, one of the 3.
Yeah. We go Tim Duncan, David Robertson, George Gervin.
Well,
I'm not sure where I put Robinson and Gervin. I think Gervin 2.
I think Robertson 1, maybe.
Nah, no way.
We'll talk about it later.
We're not.
we're gonna talk about the car ride home.
Back-to-back NBA.
Back.
Back-to-back NBA. All right, so Kendall, you get to pick my topic to discuss.
Okay. NBA, and it could be anything, right?
Yeah.
He's got to pick a
Washington Wizards.
You got to pick a topic based off the team.
Okay. All right. Best facial hair on the Wizards / hair.
All time?
All time.
Gortat.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The guy had a goatee and a mohawk at the same time. That guy was down to fuck whenever.
Kendall, what do you think? Clean sweep blue?
Ooh, hockey for Kendall. And Kyle gets pick the topic. Oh, we're gonna be here forever.
Yeah, I got you.
Guess who's gonna say something made up?
I got you.
Minnesota Wild.
Ooh, excellent. All right, Souls.
What player would you like to go on a yacht with and smoke a cigar?
Okay.
From the Wild.
All right, let me just pull up a roster real quick.
Let's look for the funniest name.
No. I'm gonna go by picture.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna text Kyle real quick.
Okay.
A name. Kyle, if I'm wrong, I do the shot. If I'm right, Mock does the shot.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, so you're gonna see if I pick who you like. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
See,
It's not spelt right.
All right.
What was that?
A lot of liquor.
Want nothing to do
Do I
with this
show
shot.
mock the
Yeah.
name?
A lot of good names here.
Oh, no.
Going off of face alone.
Oh, we're going off face? That's not fair. I thought we were going off name.
All right, well, then I'll go off name. All right,
No, you don't have to. You can go off whatever you want. I'll do the shot.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones on here.
Yeah, just say one.
All right, I'm gonna go with Devin Dubnik.
Dubnik.
Damn.
I thought you were going to go with Niederreiter.
If you want, I'll do one with you.
Kyle,
No,
don't
I have
do
to
it.
do the shot.
Oh, I'll do it with you. Wingman.
But off of face alone, Miko Koivu, or Koivu, however you say his name.
Nika Koivu.
Koivu, yeah. He looks like a brick fell on his face.
Neater dick.
Rebecca, did you care to play? What? All right. Kyle, spin.
Well,
Wild. What team or what league? Sorry.
I'll go hockey.
Boston Bruins.
You picked the topic, though.
Yeah. Kyle, who is your favorite Bruins player of all time?
Tyler Seguin.
Damn. I'm so...
Boring.
Yeah.
I wish
It
I
was.
got that question.
Is it also Tyler Seguin?
No.
What was Green? Green was NFL?
Yeah, because they're greedy for money.
The team is the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Choose
What
wisely
Baltimore
there,
Ravens
folks.
quarterback of all time is better than Ben Roethlisberger?
Oh, it's Joe Flacco
No, I'm just kidding.
and Lamar Jackson.
No. All right.
Kyle's face.
Somebody's not going to make it out of here tonight.
Give me a realistic expectation of the Ravens this coming season.
All right.
We'll accept nothing but 3 and 13.
That's not true. 4 and 12 is also on the table.
I think. I mean, I haven't looked at their schedule yet, but I think at best they're a 5 and 12 team. Lamar Jackson,
We're going to look up the schedule real quick?
this year.
sure, but I think. What'd you say?
They're playing 17.
I'm
games.
sorry. I always count 17. So what? 5 and 11. I think Lamar Jackson. I don't think he takes really a step back. I just think that he's just going to be average.
There's no one to throw to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think he'll play okay. He just doesn't have the weapons around him.
All right, so I'm going to give you the schedule, okay?
Yep.
Kyle, you got a pen on you?
I'll remember it.
No, you won't.
Yeah, well.
I like to think that, but
Go ahead.
no, you won't.
I got you. Just go ahead.
All right, fine. You keep track of wins, okay? Just wins. All right. They play at Miami.
Win.
All right. That's gay.
Go ahead, Mark.
Win.
Okay. Then they host the Cardinals.
Lose.
Then they're at the Chiefs.
Lose.
Then they host the Browns.
Lose.
Then they're at the Steelers.
Lose.
Nah, if they're going to beat the Steelers, they're going to win that.
That's where I was
changed
split.
All right, then they host the Bengals.
Win.
At Seattle.
Lose.
Then week 9, they host the Patriots.
Lose by a lot.
At the Bengals.
Win.
Host the Texans.
Win.
At the Rams.
Lose.
Host the 49ers.
Lose.
At the Bills.
Win.
Host the Jets.
Lose.
At the Browns.
Lose.
Host the Steelers.
Lose.
5 and 11.
You know what's crazy? Reading off their schedule, doesn't it kind of seem like they go like home away, home away, home away, home away?
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
The Giants did that last year. I don't think they had any consecutive.
I got you, by the way.
Games.
I think I remember it.
All right. Spin that wheel.
What do you remember?
The schedule.
Bad spin, sorry. This is for Paul?
Yes. All right. Kendall. The Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, this is for Paul, though, so you can take a shot, because we said that before you even said that.
No, I know. He's got to give you the scenario.
Nah, you fucked it up.
No, I didn't.
Just take
I
a
was
shot,
telling
bro.
him that for the
Take a shot.
scenario.
Stop being a bitch. I'm taking a shot in like 9 weeks.
I'm not taking a shot for what I did correct.
All right,
Well,
how about,
okay,
how about
fine.
you just take a
Taking
shot?
for saying 5 and 12.
How about this? You're taking a shot, and you can pour me one, because we split the series White Sox Yankees, so we both owe a shot.
I knew he was going to talk about that.
All right.
I went to
So what are we doing?
The 5 and 12.
What was the...
It's the Canucks.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let's go with.
I wish you would ask me a specific question.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm not gonna. This will be serious.
No, like, when I say specific question, I mean a question I'm thinking about.
All right.
Because there's something that was just released yesterday that I have so much to talk about. But not on the air, because no one else has anything to contribute.
He's got a point there.
All right. I want you to get rid of the Canucks' best player and implement an up-and-coming star, or not star, upcoming player that kind of fits the mold that will benefit the team better than this star is right now.
So an up-and-coming guy?
An upcoming that you foresee will be someone who could be more impactful for that player.
Confusing question.
All right, I know what it means.
Looking for, like, if you could move the player entirely, someone who you think can outplay this person right now.
Okay, well, because I believe there's a specific person I'm thinking about. I believe is a free agent.
The old FA. Big fan.
Rhyme it.
I'm sorry?
Rhyme it.
Rhyme what?
FA.
VA.
PA.
Pretty much any of them.
NA. VA. Dick.
USDA.
Just spitting bars over there.
Best rapper this side of the Mason-Dixon line.
Shut your face.
Hey, you shut your face.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too. Sometimes. Every time we become a big shot, though, faggot.
Wow.
Didn't mean to say that word. I meant dick.
It's Pride Month. You can say it. That's how that works, right?
He goes, didn't mean to say it, but it's not even close.
Just meant dick.
I apologize.
Kyle, you now owe 30 push-ups.
It's fine. Give me another shot for it.
So, can you define what you think up and comer is? Like, how many years experience are we talking?
Let's say in their third year.
Third year.
Third year. I feel like by third year, you're kind of established. You're a namesake
Right.
in these leagues. So I kind of gave you kind of a complicated question there. I just didn't want to, give me the best beard, bro.
Like you did the last time.
Yeah, but I mean, that would, I had the option for Tot,
Yeah.
Neen. That's Nene for you people listening at home, but it's Neen. It's always been Neen in my mind.
RuPaul, I got you.
There we go. Yep. Gonna be needing another beer real soon. I'm gonna have to probably get it myself.
I'm gonna have to play Ambrosia myself on the car rides home now.
Well, you can come sleep over.
You swine. I can't. I have work in the morning. Well, I guess I could. Not gonna, but
All right. So I would say, sorry, I had to look at something. I had to see how many years this guy was in the league. So, in my opinion, the Vancouver Canucks' best player, even though it didn't relate to the stats last year, would be Brock Bossier. He's a right winger for the Vancouver Canucks. He's very talented, but I think he lacks the goal scoring potential that the Vancouver Canucks need. They're not really like a great team right now anyway. That's why I kind of laughed when he said replace their best player, because I was like, okay, let's find a pig and shit. Patrick Lane. Replacing with Patrick Lane, I think a lot of problems are solved in Vancouver. Somebody that can score goals. Now, that's said with a grain of salt, because Patrick Lane is going to be the best offensive player on the team, so you isolate him and you play a weak side heavy, a strong side heavy defense against him, where you drop your defensive point down and you bring your left winger up, and you kind of double team him to a sense. But Patrick Lane has good skating ability, good footwork. He can maneuver his way through the middle of the ice and get open shots. Patrick Lane could, with that team's passing ability, could score 45 goals in the season.
Yeah. How many? Patrick Lane, where does he play currently?
Winnipeg, I believe. Sorry.
I like it. Sorry, I kind of gave you a tough question there. I was just trying to...
No, it's just a confusing question.
Yeah.
For the listeners. I knew exactly what you meant.
I knew you did.
Yeah, Winnipeg Jet. All right.
The old wheel.
Hockey.
All right. Souls.
Arizona Coyotes.
Ooh, it's a dry heat.
That's right.
Let me answer the question. They should play outdoors. Yes, I agree.
Who would you like to be stranded out in the desert with?
Okay. I'm going to need to check a roster. And I'm going to use kind of the same premise I did before. Why do people call them the Coyotes? I've always been partial to Coyotes. There's no I in it, but...
Silent E, bro.
Silent E? What?
Yeah, but hold on. Wait a minute. What's your argument there? This is a bigger argument than anything we're going to do right now. Your argument is that this should be the Coyotes versus the Coyotes?
Well, not so much emphasis on the T.
Coyotes
yeah.
versus the Coyotes?
Yeah.
But where's the emphasis on the I that you're talking about? Because Coyotes emphasizes there being an IES at the end, but it's only ES.
Right, but I always heard it as Coyotes. And I don't know if it's because, us
You're saying
Connecticut
Coyotes,
people-
though. You're saying Coyotes.
Right.
Coyotes, so the E's at the end emphasizes an IES at the end for all you grammar nerds out there. Am I wrong?
Right, no.
IES, when you hear E's, you would think IES?
Phonetically, you're absolutely right.
Right,
I'm
but
glad he
so
didn't
where
point
do
at
you
me,
hear
'cause I
where do you hear an I in coyotes? Because coyotes and coyotes still starts with Kai. So there's no I in the beginning that you're at. There's no coyotes.
They should be the Coyotes, honestly.
No, but you're saying coyotes versus coyotes. You're just changing you're actually adding an I to the ending, but your argument is that you don't hear an I. Therefore, I think you should butt chug a shot out of Kyle's ass.
Oh, that's a
Oh my god.
Sorry, coach's
butt
mouth.
to butt.
Yeah, coach's mouth sounds better.
Okay, Kyle,
Really baby bird it.
to answer your question, to be stranded on an island, Derek
Desert.
Desert. Oh, Derek Steppen is my guy.
Gross.
Baldwin. So don't have to worry about him hogging all Hat? I don't know.
All the hat. Hey, can I get some hat?
You messed up big time.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's a certain guy I was hoping you'd say.
Who's that?
Christian Fisher.
I saw him in the...
Yeah, Christian Fisher admitted 2 seasons ago to drinking. He drinks a martini before every game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
The locker room.
I'd like to do that in day-to-day life.
Football for Soules.
All right, Soules. What member of the Chicago Bears
Oh, man.
do you think would play excellent on the Green Bay Packers?
Eddie Jackson.
Riddler's face says it all.
I'm sorry.
If looks could kill.
I'm sorry, the kicker.
What kicker on the Bears?
I don't know any of their names.
Not what Packer would be good on the Bears. What Bear would be good on the
I'm
Packers?
saying I don't know any of their names.
I don't think they have one.
Eddie Jackson.
It's going to be real fun watching Mock drive Kyle home in a car with slashed tires.
All right, next question. I thought that was falling.
Our first yellow, which was
Baseball.
MLB. All right, Paul. Cubs.
Really sticking it to Riddler.
This is completely random, I promise.
He's going to just face the rest of that beer.
It could be the Braves, Paul. I know you hate them.
Who?
Braves?
God, the Braves aren't even like on my top 5 most hated
Yo,
teams.
Mets lost today. Fuck you guys.
All right. It was my fault.
All right.
Sorry. Sorry I didn't pitch better.
We can re-roll if you would like.
Gagnon did.
True or true, the guy that caught the foul ball is a legend.
Oh, you're talking the guy in that...
Yeah.
What the hell is his name there? Blackman?
Yeah. True or true, him catching it was the best thing that ever happened in baseball.
Best thing ever to happen in baseball?
It's true or true.
But I disagree. The
It doesn't
best.
matter.
I mean, maybe.
So you disagree with true, so you go with the other option, true?
Well, and I guess true. I guess.
He does present a compelling argument.
Do you think Wrigley Field is the most iconic stadium in all of baseball?
Don't say Yankee Stadium.
No, it's not Yankee Stadium.
Try Wrigley.
I mean,
But you can include all old stadiums. You can include Old Yankee Stadium. You can include Shea. You can include Polo Grounds.
Old Miami.
Old Miami.
Um,
if you're really desperate for sucking your own cock.
I mean, the old Yankee Stadium. I mean, just. I don't think it's the most iconic. I guess just because I mean there was so much history, but they've changed it twice already.
it does have the poison ivy monster.
It comes down. I mean to Wrigley and Fenway.
Wrigley's been around a lot longer.
When did Wrigley open?
I'd also like to tell you this, that Wrigley is also the only current active MLB stadium that has hosted the Chicago Bears.
Wrigley was open before Fenway? I'm not sure. I thought Fenway was the oldest, but I'm not sure. But
Old Miami.
What?
I want to go to Wrigley so bad, but
Nah, it's over.
I think Fenway is probably more iconic than Wrigley Field, just because there's been more
Things to happen.
things that's happened there. I mean, you know, the Green Monster is like a well-known. Even if you're a casual baseball fan, I mean, you know about the Green Monster. It's so I would put Fenway.
opened 2 years before Wrigley.
Also, there, but I would put Fenway over Wrigley as far as iconic stadiums.
Good thing you didn't put Veterans Bank. They suck.
I think you meant to say Citizens Bank.
No, Veterans Stadium.
All right, we calling that yellow or white?
Oh, it's white.
All right, white was
3
hot.
gaps per color.
Gotcha. Your NHL team is the Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers. All right. How long have they been the Edmonton Oilers? Their entire existence? Or is that a team that changed names and it's... off the top of your head?
Give him a
Is that your question?
Well, no, it was just kind of like a casual question leading up to an actual question.
What's your favorite
They've been the Edmonton
sightseeing in Edmonton?
Do your travels through Edmonton, Riddler. Favorite place to eat?
Gretzky Bar and Grill.
Actually, if you
I've
really
been
want,
there.
you really want the real answer to that question?
Yes.
Chastity's Bar and Grill.
Kyle was pretty close.
Chastity's Bar and Grill. They make what's it?
Some
It's called,
Putin?
huh?
Some Putin?
Close. So
Got souls.
they're called it's called the sloppy artery clogger.
Ooh.
So, yeah?
So it's poutine on top of an entire rack of ribs that's on top of 4 biscuits and gravies.
So you've been to
We
Canada
gotta
yet?
go.
Oh my
We
God.
gotta go right now.
So you've been to Canada yet?
Yeah, 4 times. 4 different
It's
places.
A, not yeah, Kyle.
In this sense, yeah. It's like Spanish.
It's a dialect.
Yeah, I've been to Edmonton, I've been to Calgary, and I've been to Toronto twice.
What about Montreal?
I just told you where I've been.
He's been to Potash. You said 4 places. Have you been to the place that you didn't mention?
I've been to a Raptors game.
Kendall, your
Is that
scenario.
your question?
No.
It could be your question.
No.
He answered it.
He did answer the question, but it's just not what I wanted.
It was a freebie.
It was a freebie. It was a toss-up. All right.
It was just in case he ever changes trains up north.
That's right.
Boom.
Okay. Who's your least favorite Oiler of all time?
Oh, Nugent Hopkins for Jeff.
Is
Nice.
it though?
Yeah. There's very few things I agree with Jeff on in terms of sports, but the hate for Nugent Hopkins is real.
It burns real.
So one day I got a train question, Trivia Crack too, and I said to one of them, I don't know who it was. I wish I listened to you during that speech.
I hold seminars every weekend.
It was actually Paul.
Yeah, all right, hold on. This is on air. I know this isn't sports, but can I please tell you what the question was?
Sure, let's see if
All
I
right,
can.
Rebecca, I'd like you to listen.
It was horseshoe curve.
No. It showed a picture of a train car that had vertical doors on the side that were graded. Now, you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
The question asked, what is this train car used for? Kyle's answer, coal.
That's what it should only be used
It was
for.
an auto rack.
It should only be used for coal because they suck.
Your reasoning doesn't make
You
much
could just drive the cars.
All right, question for Mass. Jesus Christ. For the Mass Baron. Hey, question. Do you like being the Red Baron?
Beans?
Yeah.
Yes, I
no,
do.
being the Red Baron.
Didn't have a-
Oh, I love beans.
I had beans from Bear today.
Did you like them?
Like Bears.
Oh.
Bear place.
Yeah.
We gotta go back to Thanos.
Yes, we do.
Not Pribatini Brothers.
Yeah. I know about people too, but
I'd like to talk about Tinos with you later. Your NFL team. Oh, zoomed in. The Miami Dolphins.
Ooh, classic.
Kyle.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh,
I do like being the Red Baron. Answer your question.
I'd like to be the Flying Ace.
On the Miami Dolphins, who would you like to
Sneaky
have a
reasons.
who would you like to go
Hold on. Don't ask any question that has to do with what would you like to do for a current Dolphins player. Because remember, Ryan Fitzpatrick is a Dolphin.
And he's my guy no matter what.
besides Ryan Fitzpatrick?
That's impossible.
Who would you like to go swimming with the Dolphins with?
Ooh.
Kendall loves
My mom's
Dolphins.
over here.
All time.
Wait, hold on. You love Dolphins?
As a child, I was fond of dolphins. I had a
You
lot
know
of-
they assault people sexually.
Oh,
That's the reason I like them.
Engaged to a homosexual.
they beat the shit out of sharks, though.
They do. They're pretty cool.
They suck on pufferfish to get stoned.
And they rape black women.
Listen,
It's actually true.
dolphins are the real deal.
Well, who do you want to swim with dolphins with?
You said currently?
You could fuck
Currently?
Flipper with an
Besides
NFL
Fitzpatrick.
player. Who'd it be?
Besides Fitzpatrick.
Is Matt Moore still a dolphin?
No, but Danny Amendola is.
Ugh.
No, he's not. He's a lion.
Oh,
yeah. Oh man, we're gonna lose a lot of games.
God, I hope he didn't leave. I think is it Mike Pouncey? Is he still there?
No,
he
he's
left
a Charger.
He jumped ship.
Like
Like
3 years
2
ago.
years ago.
No, not 3 years ago.
Last year. Last year was
Last
his
year.
first year with the Chargers.
Yeah. That would have been my guy, though.
well, he's not. So who is?
Thanks. All right. My guy
They go offensive lineman.
seems like a good
Looks
offensive lineman.
buoyant.
Can't pick Richie Incognito. He just signed with the Raiders.
I know it. You know what I'm going to pick?
Hold on, I'm going to read off some guys to you, okay? We got Josh Rosen, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kenny Stills, Christian Wilkins, Albert Wilson, Xavier Howard, Kenyon Drake, Rashad Jones, Minka Fitzpatrick, Charles Harris, Jordan Mills, Devontae Parker, Mark Walton, whose main picture on Wikipedia is a mugshot, Kiko Alonso, Mike Giesick, Kalen Baelish, Nate Orchard, Larry Tunsil, Miles Gaskin, Chandler Cox, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jake Rudock, Jaqueen Grant, and Adolphus Washington.
I'm going to go probably with Kiko, only because he seems like a guy who wants to start proms, and I think that's a guy I kind of want to be around.
He's going to punch the dolphin in the face.
Yeah, and then we're going to get kicked out.
I'm surprised you didn't go with the Adolphus Dolphin guy.
Too easy.
All right, Kyle. Your hockey team is the Buffalo Sabres.
Sabre.
Thank you for that, Kendall. All right, Kyle.
I got it. I got the joke.
I got it too.
No, you didn't. Did you just finish that yet?
What were we watching?
Which member of the Buffalo Sabres, we'll go all time, Kyle, would you like to drive cross country with? Well, all right.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm going to go with Scott Wilson.
Why is that?
He was a Penguin.
All right. Thanks for that, Kyle.
Wow, another surprising answer.
Why?
So, I was going with Jared Eichel, did you?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Who'd you think?
I'm sorry. I thought you were going Rick Martin.
They'll listen to a lot of Ricky Martin.
Nah, Rick Martin used to dip Copenhagen straight during games.
That's hilarious.
Can I change my answer?
MLB.
Mob.
Paul, the team for the scenario is the Twins.
I already know his answer.
I'm not answering. I'm asking.
My bad.
All right. If you had to do a three-legged race with any Twins infielder all time, who would it be?
Joe Mauer. Because we'd have our legs tied together, but I'd just jump on his back, let him carry me. Feel like that'd be the quickest way to do it.
All right.
I refute Joe Mauer as being an option. As more of a catcher DH option.
He played first.
Yeah, but still.
I don't like this wheel.
We gotta send it into the shop.
What do we got?
Hockey.
It landed on 3.
The team is the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh my God, what is going on?
All right. Since I've been given a lot
Name
of hockey
3
questions
Red
today.
Wings players better.
All right. If you were to move the Red Wings to any city that could support a hockey team, where would you move them to?
Atlantis.
Atlantis.
Yeah, because it's not real.
It's under the sea.
No, that's... Pick a different question. I won't answer that question.
Okay.
Detroit. I won't. As much as Detroit Red Wings have been a hated franchise of mine for years and years and years, they're an original 6 team, and I won't move them.
Would you be okay if it was Buffalo?
No, they have a hockey team.
2 teams in Buffalo.
Okay.
Buffalo can't even support the Bills.
All right. What company would you want to sponsor their stadium?
That's a good question.
Ford.
Fair enough.
The Ford Red Wings.
Come see play at the Ford Center.
It makes sense because their
Yeah.
whole logo is based off of Ford anyway. So Ford. Ford. Real noisy. It stopped very abruptly.
Blue is NBA, correct?
Yeah.
See.
The team is
Come on, Jazz.
the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Who would you like to have a glass of wine with?
You're the University of Minnesota Timberwolves. Good for you.
That is an excellent question. Well, I've always been partial to Cat. So I think we're going to
So
have...
you know, Derrick Rose technically isn't a free agent yet.
That being...
Cat.
Well, I do like Derrick Rose a lot more.
You seem like a guy who could enjoy a nice glass of Grenache with him.
Oh, we're having just some random red blend.
Bobby Abreu brand.
Something real bottom shelf.
Bobby Abreu.
Gravel.
I've looked forever for the Bobby Abreu wine. I think there was only one bottle made, and I drank it.
Actually, there's a store in East Hartford that has like 40 of them.
When do they open?
They're open 24 hours.
That's...
No, it's
I
impossible.
was going to say, wait a minute.
That's improbable. All right.
I mean, anybody's open 24 hours
With
for
it.
the price.
That's right.
You want to go around one more time, then we can move on?
Yeah.
So, oh,
Good
yeah,
answer.
Kendall's got to answer. Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah. I changed it. It was going to be Cat, but then I didn't realize.
Ooh, the L.A. Clippers, Kyle.
I know my answer.
Doesn't matter what the question is.
Kyle, what current Clipper would you like to have give you a haircut?
Lou Williams.
Was that the answer no matter what?
Yeah. That's actually a good answer for that.
Uh-oh.
I'm noticing that the peg is sitting out because it's getting stuck on this a lot.
A lot of NBA questions coming. All right, the team is Riddler. The New Orleans Pelicans.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how great was Omar Asik being dealt? 10 being the best, 1 being the best.
Well, it was a pretty terrible call. I mean, he
No,
left, and the team's been pretty
right.
bad ever since.
All right, I got you. Why don't you give me a realistic stat line expectation for Drew Holiday for the 2019-2020 season? I want points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, turnovers.
Oh, God. All right. Points, 23.5.
Yeah, get that down a little bit.
23.5.
All right. Career year for him.
Rebounds, 6.
Career year.
Assists,
6.
8.3.
He's a two guard now, man.
Kyle, I was given a question. I'm giving my answers.
He's predicting an MVP.
Blocks.
Blocks, half.
All right, I can agree with that.
What else did you want to know?
Steals.
Steals, 1.3. Is that it?
Turnovers.
Turnovers, 3.
3 a game.
A little lower, but it'll be all right.
23 points.
23.
Gross.
I'd be happy with him. I'm a big fan of Drew. I pick him FanDuel all the time.
Green, NFL.
Oh, yeah.
You had one baseball question.
Come on, number. Come on. We're going. I got to see what the team would have been. Because if it's the team that comes out, we got to do it. Nah, it wasn't. All right.
What team was it?
It was the Seahawks.
Fuck them.
All right.
Be
We'll
careful.
go
Shove them
yellow.
sevens.
The team is the Dodgers.
Back to green. Back to green.
All right. Back to green.
No, I'm just kidding. Dodgers.
All right.
Dodgers? Okay. All right. Excluding Kershaw, who is your favorite player on the current roster?
Oh, that Chinese kid.
You Darvish.
Nah.
Kenta Medea. Hanjin Ryu.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, the guy from Street Fighter.
I like how you went Kenta Maeda first.
Hinjai Ryu. So I watched him blow a no-hitter.
Nice.
Yep.
That's fair.
But killing it for me in fantasy.
Never mind. New guy.
Kenta.
I don't think I know anybody else on
Justin Turner.
I
For the
miss him.
beard alone.
The guy looks like Ginger.
What else
Nah,
Who's a good Met?
it's Hinjan Kwai Ju Johnny
Dude, that guy,
Sesame Chicken C
I
number
don't think he's
3 team.
given up a run in the last 8 outings.
Nah, it's definitely Chef Special 23 Ryu.
Chef special.
I think that's gonna be really good. Way better than Tanaka.
Hey, Tanaka complete game shutout tonight.
Notice how it gets stuck on these
Yeah.
guys a lot?
Yeah. We gotta grease that thing.
No, it's not greasing it. It's just these back pegs stick out a lot.
So we're doing blue here? No. Yellow?
Kenny,
All right. Kenny Sunkissed. Team is the Nationals.
who do you want to murder?
God, you can't do that. It's premeditation.
That's right. I don't need anything incriminating already more than I am.
If you were to build, if you were
If
to,
you were to kill.
If I were to build a what?
nothing.
A cottage?
Cheese factory?
If
If
you
you
were to
were,
build a family. With what national would it be?
if you were to abduct a national, if you were an alien,
Okay, all right. Hypothetical, I am not. You mean from alien from outer space?
Yeah,
Okay,
Who's
Not a
your-
Mexican?
That wasn't even on my radar. That's funny.
all right. So, if it would please the court, if I was an alien from outer space, if I were to abduct a national
Does the mascot count?
Are we talking all time?
No, like right now.
for scientific purposes only,
It's that weird-eyed colored guy, huh?
sure, sir.
Not Doge.
His Funko Pop has two different colored eyes, too. Thought that's funny.
Yeah, I would pick Trey Turner. Study his bat speed.
Now, what Kyle failed to mention is this is an anal probe type of situation.
I assumed it
He's
was.
probing you.
I still go with Trey Turner.
Up, 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 up.
That second wind it gets sometimes.
All right. Kyle, your NBA team is the Detroit Pistons. Kyle, I want you to tell me 3 all-time Pistons you'd like to go on a picnic lunch with.
Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, and Dennis Rodman.
Boo. Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace. A lot of fights.
Yeah. Now you're bringing the blanket.
Yo, where the fuck's the potato salad? Alright. Then that concludes the
That's
segment of Randomizer. Good job, Mike.
I didn't like that. It was good. Good for the wheel. Good for
I
the
like
wheel.
I like his name, because when I go to say Mock, but I accidentally say Mike, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The perfect save.
I like my.
I don't know why. It sounds so weird when Paul says Mike, though.
Yeah.
'Cause he's only called me like 3 times.
Every
that
time I
being
say it,
the
my
third
penis
time.
shrinks 6 inches. We're down to in my butt now. In my butt.
Don't worry. I'll get it.
Next time I say
Do
it,
it in
it's
my
coming
butt.
out my butt.
In my butt.
Don't say
Did you pick a tier?
I did. I have 2 tiers. Let me just swap our logo real quick so that the viewers may.
I apologize
see.
for the abduction question, but they should all just rot in hell.
Wow. That was worse than the abduction
Hey,
question.
Kyle, what are you referencing?
I hate the National. What do you want from me?
Do you hate the Nationals because they ran your division for a while?
Yeah.
Round the horn. Kendall, who are your 5 least favorite sports franchises of all time? Go.
Probably
In order.
In order. Okay.
5 to 1.
5 to 1. I guess it would be the Packers.
Can you believe this guy's got
Nationals.
2 out of the 5 non-division?
Packers. Nationals.
Yes, radio.
Braves. Ravens. Patriots.
You
Souls?
love the Patriots.
Oh, we're gonna go with the Ravens, the Braves.
No, 5 to 1.
Yeah. Oh, 5 to 1.
Yeah, I know. Oh, wait.
The Seahawks, the Raptors, the Nationals.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Nationals, the Braves, and the Ravens.
Why do you hate the Raptors?
I fucking always hated the Raptors.
Since when?
Oh, for a long time.
You love Kawhi Leonard and you love Vince Carter. So you just
I don't love Vince Carter. I like Trace McGrady more.
also a Raptor.
But for a very short period.
Also a Raptor.
Just don't like him. What's the douchebag?
Nah,
And Drake.
he's just hating because of the championship. He's got to be a homer for hatred. Machine.
I'm trying to think like my 5 and 4, like 3 through 1. Got it. Number 5.
The Redskins.
Well, like the Redskins have been like helpless for a while. Like I really
Oh,
don't
wait,
hate
who's your
the Redskins.
3 through 1? You got it.
Yeah,
I can think of one team. Oh no, that's right. Because you don't hate the Red Sox.
no, I do.
So then, who's 4?
That's what I'm saying. Like 5 and 4, I'm trying to figure out.
Patriots, Cowboys, Eagles, Red Sox. There's 4.
So that's like I don't know. I don't hate the Eagles. I guess.
You're a terrible fan.
No, like it's just one of like I hate the Cowboys so much more that the rest of the division doesn't matter to me.
You mean like the one that won the Super Bowl
Yeah, but they just kind of limped there on a
and won?
iffy quarterback. But yeah, I guess the Eagles would be 4, 5.
Jaguars.
But I don't hate the Jaguars. I have no reason to ever hate the
Steelers?
Jaguars. See, the only reason I hate the Steelers is because of Kyle.
Phillies.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? The Mets. The Mets are 5. I hate the Mets.
I don't understand why. They don't even affect you
I
at
know,
all.
but I just do. I hate their stupid logo.
I hate your fans.
It's basically the same logo,
But it's not. It's not.
I think ours is cool. It's more like a heritage type. Yours is just some really weak
The
NY.
Mets one looks like the Yankees logo melted.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Yours look like you got stepped on and it's kind of like accordioned out.
It was like an ice cream that melted and like, oh yeah, we'll run with that.
At least the Mets has like said some sort of like
Color?
art to it and color. The Yankees is just kind of like
So yeah, Mets, Eagles, Red Sox, Patriots, Cowboys.
Denny's.
We like Denny's.
Throw some respect on Denny.
Especially the Weathersfield one.
That was funny.
It was not. Paul?
All right.
What's on your screen?
Detroit Tigers.
Running backs.
It's not.
Detroit Tigers. Minnesota Vikings. Detroit Pistons. Detroit Red Wings. Green Bay Packers.
Oh, can I change out the Raptors?
I'm surprised the Cubs weren't on there. Yeah, Kyle, do you want to switch out the Raptors because you don't hate the Raptors?
I don't like them, but the Bruins I hate a lot more. Down with Char.
Down with Char.
All right.
Kenny, what do you got us?
This
What do
is
you got
like
for us
another
there?
quarterback thing.
All right. What is my favorite thing to talk about in the whole
Throwback
wide
jerseys?
world? He's right on it.
Jerseys?
Jerseys. We're gonna rank our favorite NFL jerseys. All time. So we have here, it looks like what's going to be this year's jerseys. It looks like
No,
these
just
are-
the regular jerseys.
yeah, it looks like we've got the Jets brought it back there.
Well, what are we talking? Just home jerseys? Just like
The colorful jerseys. The home jerseys.
Yeah, I guess we'll go by the home jersey.
Okay.
What we think.
All away jerseys kind of suck.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, for the most part,
just play at home already.
Yeah. All right. So we have the Lions as our leadoff one. What do you think? Ranking the C division?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care for the Lions jersey.
I'd probably put.
I just hate the two-tone on the blue. If it was all one blue, I'd be more about it. D.
Yeah.
Browns, perhaps the worst jerseys of all time.
No.
Yes.
But I don't think they're good at all.
Kyle's a hater.
No, it's just the brown and orange suck.
Yeah, I know. I like their orange jerseys a lot more.
Who is that?
The Colts.
A.
What?
I like the jerseys.
It's blue.
Yeah.
It's just blue. I mean, the only distinguishing factor is the
right.
horseshoe on the helmet.
Fine. B.
I mean,
Kyle, you said B and then reverted back to B.
I mean, it's an okay uniform.
Did you?
I give them B.
I think they're a B jersey.
No.
Yeah, I'm fine with B. All right. Patriots.
D.
C.
Hate them.
Not B.
I say C.
No, jerseys that can the jerseys that incorporate multiple colors will always be a better than average jersey.
I mean,
They incorporate 3 colors into every jersey.
I hate the Patriots, but I won't give them D just because I think there's some sort of originality to it. I mean, the Browns. I mean, the team is named for Paul Brown, and this what they came up with is a brown jersey and orange everything else.
I'd give him B.
Can we agree on C?
I'm in on that.
All right.
Just move along.
Cardinals.
D.
Fairly plain, all red, and just a little bird on their helmet.
See, I like their black ones, but I don't think they count, do they?
That's an alternate.
D.
Yeah.
D. Sorry, Cardinals.
I also was trying to think of how I can make the black ones count, but
49ers.
A.
I do like the 49ers a lot.
yeah.
I say B.
Say B.
Mock?
I say A as well.
All right,
I
so
like the
we
Niners.
trump
jerseys.
Kyle.
All right. A for
Ironic.
the 49ers. Carolina Panthers.
B.
C.
I like their
Really?
jerseys a lot.
I kind of like the black, blue, and silver.
Yeah.
This is boring. But okay. B. No.
I'll give him B. Seats
Fair,
sinking
B.
there. All right. What do we have here? I don't know. I think it's the Bears, I think. I think it's the Bears. F?
S.
Oh, S. I think you said F. Like, what?
S.
I like the Bears. Very classic. You know, it's simple, but
The orange stripe, the GSH, the incorporation of the blue and the orange. I think it's the best jerseys in football. And the reason, because I see some things coming up. For example, I see towards the end of the list we're going to get to, those Rams jerseys don't count because those are throwback Rams jerseys.
I'm willing to put the Bears jerseys in A for now. The jury for me is out on the best of all time right now. I think I want to kind of see how things play out.
Yeah.
But I'll give them
I
an
say
A.
A. I'm also looking. I don't know if I have an S jersey.
You got to pick one. We gotta pick
I
one.
know I have to, but
Well, any of these have the ability to be moved.
Yeah.
But I like the Bears in A right
Nah,
now.
once you put it, it's done.
That's it. All right, Jets. Bring
D.
it back. They're
D.
all green. You
It
know,
doesn't matter which jersey it is. They're all terrible.
it's like,
I love
hey,
green.
do you like
The
this?
best thing about the Jets is their old helmets, but the jerseys were still bad.
I do like the old logo, but I kind of agree. So we put them in D,
C
Yep.
minus.
C minus. Well, that's the D.
Rounded down.
Houston Texans.
C.
Yeah.
C. It's kind of just blue and red.
Yeah, it's just average. If you're giving the Patriots a C, you have to give the Texans a C.
Yeah, not much going on there. The Vikings of Minnesota.
B.
Purple is kind of cool.
Yeah, A and B.
Yeah.
It's unique.
I love the matte purple helmets. Big fan.
So it has the Falcons here in the black, but the red is still their
Yeah.
home.
I
jerseys
give them an
right now.
A. I like both of those.
I give him B.
Hmm.
Nah, I give him A.
I would say I think they got the nice red jerseys.
It's
I give them
it's
A.
got a cooler. I'll give them A. The
So
Jaguars.
far, we haven't done nothing here.
Jaguars, I give them C.
Yeah. It's like it's a unique color, but it's still just kind of like a whatever jersey.
Yeah.
Well, I know it doesn't count, but those fucking Thursday night football jerseys are just the grossest thing.
Nah, I give them a C because they picked a unique color, but it's still a boring jersey. Didn't incorporate the gold into it at all, really.
Go ahead. Seahawks.
D.
They change their jersey what seems like every 3 years.
I don't
D.
like them either.
I like the old ones.
Yeah. The Joey Galloway jerseys are the best.
I say
Yeah.
D too.
I know I would say in the B. I love their jerseys, but I know I'm gonna lose.
Yeah,
Well, what do you say, Kendall?
I would probably put them in the C D range. I'm so partial to the
Let's
old
put 'em in
ones.
C. You said C, Mock said B, we said D, so it averages out to a C. That's not how grades work. Otherwise, we'd all be better students. But
Oh, absolutely! I would have been a much better student.
Yeah, Mock failed a lot.
Kyle, you were in the same summer school as I was, you bitch.
Only once.
Jefferson High, they're our rivals.
Eagles of Philadelphia.
C.
I give them a B.
Really?
I give them a B.
For whatever reason,
I like the black undertones.
For whatever reason, I don't care for I don't know, just the overall green jerseys.
You don't like green, do you?
It's not that I don't like green. It's just
Grind.
I don't know.
What overall green jerseys? Though?
Just like
They're-
the Jets that you like.
But they're not green though. They're teal.
What?
The Eagles are teal. The Eagles wear teal home jerseys. They do not wear green jerseys anymore.
When did that change? Because if we're always green.
No. The Eagles home jerseys, those jerseys right there, those are teal jerseys. Those are not green.
That looks green.
Nah, those have way more blue in them than the Jets jerseys.
I say B anyways.
You're going to compare them to the Jets jerseys? Those are teal. They look nothing like the Jets jerseys.
Man, can't wait to get to
I
the
know they
Buccaneers.
look nothing like it, but that looks like a dark green.
Nah, it's more of a teal.
Eagles, what were we saying?
I said
say
B.
C.
What do you
Riddler?
I say B.
Kendall?
I'll give them a B. We'll see how they move. Denver Broncos. I've always been partial.
I like their jersey a lot.
I'm gonna vote A.
Yeah.
I'll give you greenish teal.
I'll say C.
Really? No love for
I don't like them.
the blue and orange?
Flacco's a Bronco now, so.
No, I don't like them to begin with.
I mean, I just like it. I like their numbers too.
I give them a B. I like the older Broncos jerseys better. The older blue.
Orange crush style.
The more royal blue.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll put them B. Averages out. Steelers of Pittsburgh.
A.
A.
Yep.
Classic jerseys.
If it's the Bumblebee one, not on the.
Oh, S.
I
Bumblebee is S.
Yep.
hate that jersey so
Dude,
much.
it's so beautiful.
Dallas Cowboys.
A.
A.
It's got to be A.
Even if it's just for iconic reasons.
Yep.
It's just a good color scheme, too. Because they're the only team that wears white for home. That's just so unique in its own.
Saints.
B.
B or C.
I'll put them as B. I kind of like their jerseys, but it doesn't really stand out. It's just black.
Yeah,
It's
a
black.
C.
It's got gold lettering. I give them B or C.
Yeah, it's not bad, but B it is. Chargers.
C.
C. Yeah, for me, I really like
The navy blue jerseys. I mean, they make the yellow pop more than the powder blue jerseys do, but
Yeah. Even
they're just
Are we talking current? Because aren't they going back to the powder blue?
we're
Yeah.
we're going.
but so even the early 2000s to like 2010, I like those jerseys more
But
than this one.
But the powder blue were never their. But the powder blue was never their home jerseys.
Powder
It was
blues are-
always their alternate
always-
jerseys. The navy
Gotcha.
blue, they just wore the powder blues a little more. So the navy blue is technically their home jersey. I give a C.
I agree with C. Raiders.
C.
Yeah.
It's black and silver.
It's
I mean,
been that way forever.
it's iconic, but it's boring.
Right. It doesn't stand out.
I think with the color scheme, it could be so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very simplistic. Packers, I guess we got to
A.
put them A. It's just iconic. Green and yellow.
It's yeah.
Giants,
C.
it's just blue.
I
mean,
give them C because if the lettering, if the numbers were outlined in red, I'd go B. But this
See,
is
I'm so because like, I know I'm a Giants fan, but like, I love their home blue jerseys.
Well, listen, it's not a dissatisfying
No,
jersey. It's kind of just blue and
But
white.
it is
ranks them-
it is a boring jersey.
What if those red ones were still available?
Fuck those.
F.
Fuck those.
in
but-
ranks of jerseys, I'd give them a C.
Buffalo.
You have to say C. It's the same thing as the Giants.
No, it's
Well,
not.
it's
'Cause
not
it
because-
incorporates the red into it, which is
Yeah.
what I think would bump the Giants to B. So I'd give the Bills a B.
Yeah, I like the Bills at B. I mean, it just has that
Can
one.
we say Navy one C though?
Sure.
Right. Bengals.
A.
No.
I give them
I like the black and orange.
yeah, but
Not
I
an
mean,
A jersey though.
I think the helmet is the best part of the uniform.
Yeah.
honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
I would put them at a B, I guess, at best.
I'd give them a B because I do like the tiger stripes on the sleeves.
B for the Bengals.
I say B.
Appropriate.
D.
The Dolphins.
C.
Nah,
D.
C.
I'll give the Dolphins.
The older jerseys would have been an A.
Yes. Titans.
D.
C.
I
I like the
mean,
incorporation of the different colors, but it's boring. C.
I'll put them at C. All right. Rams.
Are we going based off current home jerseys?
Going out. We've done everything current.
D.
D for the Rams.
Is that like the
Yeah, because they wear their home jerseys are currently the throwback jerseys, but they wear the navy blue with the white helmets. It's
Yeah.
fucking atrocious.
It looks.
They
love
look
that
like a Madden
helmet, but-
Ultimate Team that hasn't unlocked everything.
Yeah, I love that helmet though. I wish they
The
would.
navy blue with the white?
I do like the white helmet. I wish they would incorporate it with the jersey better.
No, because the jerseys are fucking worse.
That's what I mean. Like, I wish they could get
No,
it to pair up better.
The royal blue helmet with the yellow ram horn is the best.
That's a good look. I mean,
It is. That one is better.
The,
but
the,
I
the
do
white
like
the white was original. That was like 60s.
Yeah.
But
As far as I know, they still do that helmet with that jersey, and it just looks terrible. It's a D for me.
Souls?
C.
I'm fine with C.
All right.
No higher than C, though. I'll fucking slit someone's
No,
throat.
C is fine for them. All right.
D.
Ravens.
D. I understand that it's unique and that it's purple, but I just think the black pants look terrible. They look like leggings. And
bunch of guys out there in yoga pants.
I've never liked the Ravens jerseys. I give them D.
I love the color scheme, but again, they could do it better. So I agree with you.
Redskins, the jersey's been that way. The uniform's been that way forever.
They're a B.
It's not super exciting, but it has been
It's a
iconic.
unique red. They don't use red. They use that like maroon color, and they incorporate the gold into it, and it's very iconic. I give it a B.
All right, Tampa Bay. Personally,
D.
I
F.
hate these.
D.
It's just like
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have never had a good jersey.
I like the orange.
No,
yellow.
they're D.
That's because you hate terrible, or you love terrible jerseys.
all right. Kansas City Chiefs.
B.
C.
Yeah, B. C.
B the highest.
I put them in the B just because I love the logo.
But they don't incorporate the yellow into it.
All right, you want to put them in B?
Really,
just
what's
for-
the difference?
that's my
What's the
vote.
difference between them and the Cardinals jersey?
Well, like there's not much. I love the Chiefs logo.
So I give them a C because they like the logo. Give them a B. Throw them in B. Why not?
So I think we got to pick our best of all time out of the A list.
We should flip it.
No,
Take it
no,
out of the D
Ds.
list.
Yeah, we'll go with the D's. You dumb fuck.
Cleveland, right up there.
All right,
So what is it? It's 49ers,
Falcons,
Bears.
Steelers, Cowboys, Packers. So it's a fine line that we walk here.
If we're going for iconic, probably the Cowboys.
Yeah, say it into the microphone there, Kyle.
Whatever. If we're going for iconic, we're probably going to go with the Cowboys.
I disagree. The Bears jersey has pretty much, it's been almost completely unchanged for years.
So I think
The Bears have incorporated the blue and orange into their jerseys forever. Since like the 40s.
we can agree that the Falcons are not making it.
The Falcons don't make it. I don't think the 49ers make it just because it's been the same jersey. Not the same jersey, but it's, the jersey. The 49ers are an A because of the iconicness of the 49ers, not necessarily because of their jerseys. Like the 49ers, if they weren't the 49ers, would be a B. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
agree. But the red and gold is kind of classy together. But I agree.
The 49ers were my vote.
Really?
For the best
For
of all
A?
time, really. Wow.
I like the color scheme and the way it pairs up.
So I have to be impartial. I can't vote Pittsburgh because I'm trying to be objective here. I do like the how Pittsburgh has got the black and yellow. I like the number, and I like how the helmet only has the logo on one side. I think it's a cool uniform, but you know that jersey. I don't know.
So we all said different things. Let's go with Packers.
All right.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
It's saying.
Yeah, you can kid the whole walk home.
I said the Cowboys.
Falcons out. 49ers out. All right. To not be a homer, we'll get rid of the Steelers because they are one of the younger teams versus Packers Bears. Want to leave it up to a coin flip?
For 3 teams?
Well,
What is it? Packers and Bears?
I think I'm going to go Packers Bears because it's Bear. Well, you know what? I'm disputing my argument because the Bears have remained the same. The Packers had those atrocious maroon helmet with the yellow pants and blue. I know.
Give it to the Bears.
I just think the GSH paying homage to the original guy, the original quarterback coach of the team. They incorporate the navy blue that the Bears sport versus the Broncos blue looks much better with the orange. They incorporate those it's nothing crazy like the Bengals do with like the tiger marks or anything like that. Like it's just a nice orange, 3 orange stripe and then a little bit of orange blocking around the letters. And if you were to go to throwback jerseys, I think the Bears are right up there with S as well. I mean,
pulled up a coin flip generator just in case.
The Bears have been rocking blue, white, and orange since 1932.
So we've established this kind of how we want to be like a historical type thing and stuff that's been unchanged. With that being said, I feel like the Packers have to be ruled out because that jersey has changed. Cowboys has remained somewhat the same, but it doesn't have the lineage that Chicago does. So I mean, I guess it's up to you guys. What do you think? I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with making the Bears best of all time. We can leave it up to a coin flip, but I got to change. I got to change the Bears Packers. It's because the Packers don't have it. I don't think.
So who would it be between?
I guess Cowboys Bears.
God. All right.
The Packers have been sporting yellow since the 20s, but they didn't incorporate green into their jerseys until 38. The Bears incorporated blue, orange, and white in 32. So they've been blue, white, and orange. And their 1932 jerseys, the first basic jersey that they implemented, which was like the Packers had it. All the teams back then had those basic jerseys. The Chicago Bears' original jersey was a white jersey with 2 blue stripes on the sleeve and 1 orange stripe on the sleeve. Today, their jerseys are navy blue with 3 orange stripes on the sleeve. They've incorporated the 3-stripe jersey on their sleeve, incorporating blue, orange, and white since 1932. We're in 2019 talking about this. We're talking about almost 90 years of the same color scheme and the same essential jersey style. And no other team except the Packers has history on their side in terms of jersey usage.
I mean, if you want, we leave it up to the coin flip. Let fate decide.
Leave it up to the coin flip. That's fine.
But for me personally, I think it's got to be Cowboys versus Bears, just because it's 2 jerseys that have remained essentially unchanged.
All right, Paul.
Call it. Heads.
Is what?
Oh, sorry. Heads is Bears. Heads is Bears.
This came out tails.
All right.
And I'm pretty bummed about that.
You chose to do the coin flip for the Bears and Packers. You could have just voted the Bears.
Because here's the thing. Because in my head, like...
We had 3-1 anyways.
Was it 3-1?
I said make it the Bears.
Yeah.
Oh, well then it's. I thought you were saying Cowboys.
Because in my head, like I confused myself because, like the way we did the first rankings was different than how we were doing the A to S thing, which is fine. Fine.
So we were judging it off of how they are currently, but when it came down, we chose the best of the best because of somewhat historical reasoning. But they're the best because of that. Like the being that way for so long, and
here's
that's
the thing: if those Bears jerseys didn't work, they would have been changed since 1932. Right?
Yeah, I see no problem there. All right, we got another one of these rankers. This one I'm actually more excited about than the jersey one because we've all played a lot of this in our day. We should rank all the Maddens, 2001 to the present.
The cover, just the cover, like
I don't
cover.
remember.
No, not the cover. The game itself.
They're all B.
now more, not by like just gameplay alone, because it's always trying to make the game better and the graphics. Don't worry about the graphics, but I think we should put into consideration that it seems like a lot of the newer Maddens, like there's a lot going on, and some of the gameplay is kind of complicated, which is good in some regards and kind of annoying in others. So. There could be a nostalgia factor here.
Why do they go out of order?
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I don't know if they're just trying to make.
Oh, we forgot about this year.
But I mean, for you guys, not me, because I'm kind of like the guy who just kind of borrows people's stuff. What's the word for that? Cheapskate.
Yeah. Mooch.
Mooch is actually better.
I know what S should be.
So, but you guys have probably owned the majority of these Maddens, if not all of them.
Can't help but notice Madden 98's not up there.
Well, it's 2001.
I know what S should be.
All right, so in no particular order, but the ones provided here, we got Madden 2002. Looks like we got Dante Culpepper on the cover. I don't really remember playing that, but there's reason to believe that's probably in like the C range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that never really comes up in conversation. Like, oh, remember Madden 02? That conversation has never occurred. Looks like we got, was it 03 there with
Yeah.
Marshall Falk?
Madden 03, I put in the B. I played a lot
B,
of
maybe A.
03. Played that on the GameCube.
We'll put that in B right now. All right. 04.
A.
A.
Michael
I would
Vick
say
on the cover.
S.
A.
That's S potential because
No.
Michael Vick was untouchable.
No, not
in that
even
game.
close. Not even close to
All right,
S.
we can agree on A for right now. We'll see what it comes down to the end. We got Madden, was it 2005 with Ray Lewis? Is that right? Or am I misreading that?
B?
No, that's an A game.
I don't remember it.
2005 with Ray
That
Lewis on the
one was
cover.
amazing.
Paul seems to have a better memory, so we're going to put A for 05. 06, Donovan McNabb on the cover.
Pretty sure that was a D one. That was when you had the quarterback cone light thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get rid of that.
No love for Madden 06. Madden 07, Sean Alexander on the cover.
B.
MVP year for
B,
him. I
maybe
believe.
A.
Wait, B for you, Souls? Is that what you
I'll
said?
say B.
B? All right.
Actually, I'm going to give it an A.
Nice, but it looks like we got two B's versus an A right now. Listen, can be subject to change. We can adjust this stuff.
It was the first like really fast-paced Madden game, and it had the superstar mode where you were able to. It was like Road to the Show. You played it. You picked an NFL player and you played through their career for them. It was absolutely mind-boggling. I think it should be A.
Madden 09, Vince Young on the cover. I don't really remember this game that much. I'm actually surprised. I mean, he had a decent year, but I'm surprised he made the cover.
No, never mind.
I'm going to go with C.
Yeah.
Did I say 09? I meant 08. That was my bad. If I
So I'm gonna
C?
say C.
C? Sorry, Vince. Brett Favre,
C.
09.
That one wasn't that great.
Madden 10. To my memory, I think it's the only game that had two people on the
B.
cover.
It was a really good game.
Yeah, it was. I say B.
Yeah, I remember. Actually, I had this game for the Nintendo Wii, and
Kendall in his room just throwing passes.
and you know what the advantage of having the Wii for Madden is? Just about nothing.
How did that work? Because there's not enough buttons.
Well, the only cool feature about it, and it was just, it didn't make any sense because there's just too much to do. You can control the route, so you can like draw it up for just your receivers. But it didn't make it so you can make them just spin in circles, and like it doesn't help you move the ball down the field. It just makes you do nonsense.
Just drag.
Yeah, it's stupid. Madden 11, Drew Brees.
B.
Yeah.
I recall it being a pretty good game.
So we do the same thing. We're gonna rank everything and then pick an S out of the A's.
I think so. I mean, unless you guys have one that really stands out in your mind.
I do, but
That's what you said. B for 11. Peyton Hillis.
A.
Madden 12.
That was a good one.
A. Madden 12 was so good.
Souls,
Madden 12, even to this day, is still the most fluid gameplay.
Souls, you seem to have other thoughts.
I remember it.
It was so fluid. Madden 12. So I bought 13, 14, 15, 16. I've had every game since 2010. I still played 12 for years. It was just so fluid. It was so good. And if anything, it had the best Madden curse of all time.
That is true. This is the first Madden that I remember that everyone had. With Calvin Johnson on the cover.
S, because it was the last one Brian Urlacher was in.
Yeah, everyone had this Madden, to my recent memory.
Now, I'm noticing... Oh, okay, there it is. All right. Go ahead.
Oh.
No, I was wondering why there wasn't Madden 14, because Madden 14 was Madden 25, but they put it at the end. Okay, go ahead. Madden 13. I give it a C.
Yeah.
It was a solid game, I feel, but just kind of...
Actually, I might give it a D. It was glitchy.
No?
It was glitchy.
Souls, any...
C.
So what do we have? We have...
I say C.
Madden 15, Richard Sherman.
C.
B.
B.
Madden 16,
D.
OBJ.
D.
C.
D. It was bad.
That's a game this was the first year I think they
They
started
tried to make-
incorporating all that other stuff, right?
They tried. That was the first year they tried incorporating like super spectacular catches and all that shit, and it resulted in so many drops, and it made route running like just
This was the
lethargic. It was gross.
Now, was this the first game you could choose how you wanted to catch the pass, or am I mistaken?
No, I think that-
It was like the
No, there might have been
spectacular
16.
catch or like possession catch.
yeah, it was that one. Yep, D. So they didn't get it down right.
Yeah.
D. They fixed it in 17, which I would give to C.
17, man, 17C. Gronkowski, yeah, kind of screw him anyway. All right, 18,
B,
Mr.
'cause it's
Brady.
only Xbox One.
It is funny they chose one with the Xbox like vignette
Nah,
on it.
B, 18 was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
A or B? Or
B.
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 B? All right. Madden 19, Antonio
C.
Brown.
D.
C or D?
Cover, forget the cover.
No, I'm gonna say no. That's like the only game, like only Madden game I could never actually play. Like
Actually,
I
I give it D because they tried to make it like more realistic for running because the league was going so pass heavy that they tried to make running harder, and they just made the defense. They like bumped up defensive like rushing way too much, and they made it really difficult to run for no reason.
like I played it for like a week and a half, and I like ended like just stopped.
All right.
A.
So it's just because you're not good enough.
Madden
No, I just
25
don't
is
like
A.
it. You gotta ask Paul.
I'm kidding.
Madden 25 is A.
Madden 25.
Even if it's only because they incorporated all the great NFL teams from the past into it.
It was a good game. It was a cool concept. And it looks like Madden 01, which for whatever reason was put last. I don't. And
B.
C.
See, I don't know.
See?
I don't remember it. The
Eddie-
first Madden I had was 03.
Eddie George 01. All right. So, our best of the best is we have Madden 04,
It's between
05, 12, and 25.
It's between 05 and 12. 12 had the best gameplay, but 05 introduced arguably the best feature in any Madden game ever, and that was the hit stick.
I'll let you
05
guys.
introduced the hit stick, which absolutely changed the way everybody played defense in the NFL, in the Madden games. And 2012 was arguably the most fluidly perfect gameplay game for Madden ever. Honestly, Madden 12 might be one of the best sports games ever in terms of fluidity and realistic gameplay. But 2005 completely changed the landscape of how you play Madden.
So I remember 2004 to me was the best one. That game was a lot of fun.
I said
2005 introduced the hit stick. It was like that because that was like and that's the whole reason they put Ray Lewis on the cover. It just made defense such a fearsome thing. Also, 2005 was the first year they incorporated it where you could include more than two people into a tackle on defense, which made like stopping the run with like your defensive line if you stuffed it better because you could actually get more people on the ball carrier, which stopped the run. And 2012 incorporated that even further with doing six-man tackling. 2012 it was very, very good gameplay. It was very realistic.
So it sounded like for you guys that Madden 25 is not going to make this advance.
Madden 2005 was a very fluid game, but the best part about Madden 2025 was that you could play as all these great NFL teams. It wasn't like the 2K thing where like you had great players available or whatever. Like it was you could play as the 85 Bears, you could play as the 76 Steelers,
Right.
you could play as any of these teams.
All right, so Riddler, you stand by Madden 05.
I think. How are we doing this? Playing the game or revolutionary revolutionary Madden games?
Well, I
If
guess
it's based off gameplay, then 12. 05 changed the landscape of Madden, but 12 is the best Madden game overall.
so. I guess the way we've been doing this, it's been kind of a mixture of both. But I guess what it comes
12.
down to is what you guys enjoyed playing the
12.
most, and like without.
12, because 2005, the best thing about 2005 was that it introduced the hit stick and multi-person tackling. 2012 had that and very fluid gameplay, better graphics.
So
I mean, just because of the nature of time, but 2012 would be the S.
So I heard now 04 is only mentioned. Now I think 04 is really only mentioned because of how unstoppable Mike Vick was. But does that really outweigh?
yeah.
No.
They put in like the mini games where like you can like the throwing through the rings and all that other stuff.
So you like the aspect
I like
of,
04 the best. That's the game I remember playing the most of
Yeah.
in Madden.
That's what I'm kind of looking at. Like, I remember playing 04 even now. I mean, the 2004 Madden to me was one of the best. I think it is the best one.
Unfortunately, I think you were. But you'll stand by 12.
Oh yeah, they can look up the rankings. 4 doesn't even come close.
But I mean, it's.
It wasn't a good game. 4 wasn't a good game. It was just 4 was like the best Madden of that time. It was probably better gameplay than 5, but 5 introduced more revolutionary things that people play in Madden today. Play Madden without a hit stick. Do it. Play Madden today without a hit stick.
I rarely play Madden anymore, anyways. So.
Doesn't matter though. Play Madden without a hit stick.
So I mean,
On defense, 12 was so fluid. It just the game played so well. The cuts were perfect. They weren't ridiculous juke moves where you were hitting spin move 4 minutes early and spinning past 2 defensive backs with Steven Jackson. Like things like that weren't happening. It was perfect tackles. There weren't these ridiculous tackle. I mean, like you play today. You go up and you can fucking slam Cam Newton with any middle linebacker, and he's gonna shake him off because Cam Newton's this unstoppable runner. I'm sorry, no, it's not happening. They key more to the player, and they keyed more to the player back in the early 2000s, like Michael Vick. If they didn't make Michael Vick with 99 speed in Madden, people wouldn't have been as excited about Madden.
So we don't have time to do another one of these, but I'd like to do this again. Because there was another game, another one of these rankers, which had every football video game made. There's a lot of games I haven't heard of.
NFL Street.
So I think it would be interesting to come down like the NFL Street versus like.
Although NFL Blitz was pretty terrible.
I loved NFL Blitz.
Right, so
It was a horrible game, but I loved it.
I looked at it, but see, the thing is, like, I wouldn't want to weed through all of these. No one owns that. I mean, no one for our group anyway likes to play.
NCAA head coach 17.
Right, like all of like the college games. There's some real obscure games in there, stuff that's like for extinct systems and all that. So that's why I shied away from it.
Yeah.
Let's do some beer reviews.
Yes.
Soules?
I have to use the restroom.
Super duper double stitcher was good as always.
It's the best you got. You can't hold the restroom break till after the beer reviews.
No, you don't have to review.
I reviewed it so many times. That's the best I got.
We gotta get you some different beer there, guy.
Yeah, I've had it.
Listen,
and it's not the same.
I know you like what you like, and I'm fine with that. But why don't you start with like just one random beer, and either you like it or you don't, and then you move on to the super duper double switcher?
I've done it the last like 3 weeks.
Okay, that's fine.
Settle down.
I think you're a good reviewer, and you're holding yourself back.
How many times can I review this beer?
Then drink a different beer.
I have.
I don't know.
A different beer every week.
I tried. Ken didn't want to buy it.
There's
It's
other
not his
beer.
responsibility.
I asked him.
There's other.
I
beer-
didn't have time today.
I know, but there was other beer in the fridge. That's right. So
It's the one I had last week.
there's a bunch. You could have had my mimosa one and hated it.
You didn't ask me, and I go to liquor stores every day for a living.
You're allowed to hate on beer. Like,
I'm not gonna drink something I know I'm not going to like.
okay. Right, but I'm just saying but you might, if you try something, you might like it. I'll go. I had Harpoons Dunkin' Summer Ale. It's a coffee pale ale. So I had the original Dunkin'. I guess it was a coffee set I believe they made by Harpoon, and it was okay. It was the type of thing that I think it was like I feel like I had it a bunch of times. This was nice at 5%, not too heavy. When you finish, it definitely has kind of like that iced coffee type of like that. Aftertaste always has kind of like a negative connotation, but it had a nice aftertaste, if you will, and a very easy drinking beer. I could see myself drinking 7 or 9 of these, which it sounds like abuse, but not the case. It just means that I'm enjoying it. And cheers to you, Harpoon. Did a good job.
Mock? She Marshall?
I had the Crusher from Alchemist Brewing. And
Just one. Not even a full one.
What?
You can drink the whole thing.
It's pretty much gone. Alchemist makes very good IPAs. The Crusher is still up there. I don't think it's quite on par with like the Focal Banger or the Heady Topper, but it is a very good IPA. As it got more to room temp, it opened it up, but it got it a lot more, boozy. But overall, it's a very good beer. If you're up in Vermont, I recommend getting it. So, 4 stars.
The second beer I had was Night Late from Night Shift Brewing in Everett, Mass. I had this last week, but I didn't write it down. It's just like a craft PBR, which It sounds terrible, but it's not. I mean, like, it's got flavor, more flavor than like a PBR does, or like a Miller Lite or anything like that. It's a crushable beer. It's $4.99 for a 4-pack of pints. I mean, it's definitely not like a blow you away beer. I gave it 2 stars. But I said I'd get it again for sure because it's just like I said, it's just a crushable beer. The price is right. It gave me the three inning save, 3-inning save that gave up 4 runs. But luckily we were up big because there's news. The first beer I had was the 20th anniversary ale from Omnigang out of Cooperstown, New York. It's a bourbon barrel-aged dark ale. Dark brown in color, very grainy with earthy notes, a little bit of coffee notes. And you get the bourbon and the oak on the nose. It's also got a lot of bourbon and oak on the flavor with some caramel and a little bit of earthiness. So that caramel kind of starts off the sweet start. You get the bourbon halfway through the drinking process, but not like the boozy part of the bourbon, just the flavor. And then you get a very clean finish. It's got a very beautiful aroma, and it's got kind of like a shimmery color. And I gave it 5 stars. It's the best beer I've ever had.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Really?
I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, it's the best beer I've ever had.
Over any Bourbon County?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Shout out Omega.
what's the availability of this beer?
Limited.
So,
Banana.
So, let's say you walk into a major package store. What are the chances of you finding one?
Fair, because it's out now.
Right, but I guess so. Quantity-wise, package store will get like 5 or 6, or not even that.
No, I mean, they distributed a lot of it, but they're never going to make it again.
So I guess my question is: so next year they'll
If you
make
go into
another one?
Total Wine in Milford, you could probably find 20 cases of it. But when it's gone forever. They'll never
Okay.
do it again
Now, why?
because it's the 20th anniversary.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Now, will this beer age like others, or not really?
No, it's dark ale. It's not a stout.
So just you drink it while its shelf life is
180 days, maybe
Wow.
a little longer because it's dark ale. If you keep it dark and cold, but it's not something you can sit on for 5 years. It'll start to go sour. And if you do that, you're a fucking piece of shit because
Right.
this is fucking a beautiful beer.
Now, did they only bottle this, or could you go to like
$7.50s only,
Wow. And so, what was the price range you said?
$19.99.
What, are you playing 20 questions over there?
Well,
I did a beer festival
care.
with this at Quasi on Saturday, and I went through 48 bottles
Oh my
in
God.
4 hours. 48 750s in 4 hours. I
Damn.
drank 27 of them. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm still drunk.
Those are my beer reviews. Mark, where can they find us?
Be sure to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure you use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses. Whether it's spinning the wheel of random sports or sucking Soules' dick. Or casually dropping the bomb that's the best beer you've ever had. And everyone's just like, oh shit, we should have listened. Because everyone's just like, Paul drank a dark beer, big shocker. And it's like, it's the best beer I've ever had.
Whoa! Be sure to find us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses.
Say it again. We got some stuff coming up. July 20th, we're going to be down at Black Hog. Don't know what time yet, but we'll be down there.
TBD.
When is it?
July 20th.
Oh, good, I got some time
Yes.
to die.
One
I
thing
love
we
that
can
place,
coordinate.
yeah.
We got to work it out with Pete and all that, but we can do a live broadcast that day. I mean, it's a Sunday, so there's nothing really.
It's a Saturday.
Oh, so that's mixtape Saturday. So we won't be doing a live broadcast.
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Well, that's not true. Mixtape Sunday.
But
Mixtape Sunday.
yeah, we'll be down there on the 20th. We got some other stuff kind of in the works being scheduled, but some good stuff coming. Be sure to check out the Peter Pino Show tomorrow night from 7:30 to 10:30. Peter's Skyping in from Vegas.
Would you like the heat on? Yes, please.
Check out all the other stuff on PPRN. We just mentioned Mixtape Saturday. Download the app. Still creeping towards that 1,000th download. What are we at?
900 made it up. We're close though. We're like within 20. So you cowards out there listening, go download a free app. Come on.
Did I say 100th or 1,000th?
1,000.
That we're 1,000 mark is what we're going for.
All right. So, download the app. Check us out. There's always stuff playing on PPRN. A lot of good stuff happening.
A song doesn't repeat for 11 days. So keep that in mind.
False.
What do you mean false, Souls?
Really, Kyle?
I have higher love, like, apparently gone to my phone.
You know what that is? You liked the song.
Yeah.
That's why like it pops up like it's a favorite. You somehow liked the song. That's why that's happening.
So, like, it just comes up on my phone?
Well, it tells you when it's playing on the station.
It happens more than once in 11 days.
Kyle, why are you saying this right now?
God, that's the reason. Forget it.
Till next week.
Real quick, I'm expecting beer reviews from Kendall when we start the show next week because I'm also going to do this. We can have it on the show. We do whatever Kendall wants, but recently learned about a new thing called the Daytona Corona.
Okay.
Speak more.
All right, so you know what a Corona is,
I do.
and you know how people drink a Corona.
With a lime.
Yeah. So the Daytona Corona is the Miller High Life with a lemon wedge.
Really?
Yep.
And it has positive reviews?
Yeah.
This is intriguing. I do like lemon.
I'm the 900th and whatever you just made up download on the work iPad.
So, if we can real quick, Kendall told me a very, very funny story the other day. Kendall, you told me your dad ordered a Blue Moon.
Oh my God! Yes. So my father's birthday was a week and a half ago. We went to On the Border, and
You ordered a Belgian beer at a Mexican restaurant?
wait. So he
Blue
orders
Moon's always on at Mexican places.
he orders a Blue Moon. It comes served in a margarita glass, and they put a lime in it. Not on the edge of the bottle, floating in the middle. I couldn't believe it. I should have taken a photo.
I
but
can't believe you
Was it a
didn't.
Blue Moonarita? Because that's a thing.
No, this was a standard Blue Moon. They
Did
served,
you like it?
He's none the wiser, so yes. So and I said to him like, Dad, there's a lime in it. It's supposed to be an orange. And he's like, oh, cool.
Because it's my birthday.
Like it was a bonus. Like no,
I'm going to
they
have to drop
screwed
off a
up.
bottle of Kim Crawford to your dad soon.
So we
I
can
can't
drink a
do that
glass
anymore
of it.
because I work for the competitor, but I know a guy.
Yeah.
All right, well, make sure to tune into all those things Mock talked about. Make sure to slap Souls in the mouth, and we'll be back next week, 8-ish to 11-ish. Until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mac.
Sheen Washington.
Nope.
Yossi Shoals.
You about to sneeze?
Socials.
Wait, what did you start with? You weren't Yoshi in the beginning.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yoshi?
He was Yoshi Souls, but now he's Soshi Yoles. He's one of those new, like, little Debbie snacks.
How much it cost?
Go ahead.
All right, Kyle. And I'm the Red Baron.
Meow.
Yeah.